Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Star Wars Toy Talk and live chat. We are here today, once again, with another Black Series wish list, and this time we're tackling the Mandoverse. And look who's decided to join me this time. How was Manchester Comic Con, lads?
Fun.
Dan's done it! He's done it again! Dan, unmute
I
your
had a
mic.
fantastic time.
One of us had to do it.
James
One
took
of
the
us had
words
to do
out
it.
of my mouth.
Superb.
Oh, fun but stressful. It was good. It was good though.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Well, it's good to have you back.
Good.
First and foremost, before we get into the meat and bones of today's stream, because for those of you who may be tuning in for the first time, for those of you that are returning, and we've got a few in the chat, so welcome and good evening. The format of these streams is, pretty similar. If you've tuned into any of our previous ones, we're tackling three forms of Star Wars media in today's stream. So we've got The Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka. We're going to pitch all of our favourite characters from those shows as figures that we want to see made in the Black Series. But before we get into that, because you guys didn't grace me with your presence last time, and myself and Jesse got into the trenches and talked about the San Diego Comic-Con reveals, I thought it only apt and fitting to get your guys' thoughts on what transpired over at Comic-Con. One thing in particular stands out, and I'm very, very keen to hear what you have to say about it. James, there's a Haslab gunship on the way. How do you feel about that, sir?
Oh, it's just a roller coaster of emotions, really, isn't it? Oh, right. I hope you're sitting comfortably, ladies and gentlemen. Get your favourite beveraginos ready, because we're fucking going in hard today.
Well,
right, so...
I'm not on the tee tonight, lads, because I knew we were in for a party.
Oh, got the memo, lad, got the memo. Right, so for those that did not see any Instagram stories from me this last week, I was a sensible boy. I took time to take a seat back, listen to the community, listen to what other people were talking about. I didn't rush in to an opinion. I let it mellow. Let myself figure out what I was feeling about this. And a lot of things just aren't sitting right with me. I feel like if you're going to market this as a definitive product, especially something that's been done before, first I'll get out of the way. I'm extremely financially irresponsible, but I'm also financially sound. So I have got the money to back this. I could turn around and support the project right now, but I'm choosing not to at the minute. If you're going to call this definitive, then that's what it needs to be ultimately. And all I'm hearing at the minute is answers to the question, could it be better? If something was definitive, that shouldn't even come into the conversation, because all people are doing, and myself included, is looking at this and going, it could have come with this, it could have come with that. But the difference between me and other people is they're going, it could have come with this, it could have come with that, but I'm buying it anyway. I'm refusing to at the minute. At the minute, let me make it clear, because I will be very idiotic and back it if I change my mind. That's not off the table with this. But my biggest grievance at the minute is why you've taken an iconic vehicle like the Republic gunship, made a fantastic model of it, and then gone, you know what? For shits and giggles, for a ship that's appeared in 2 films and 7 seasons of television and a few flashbacks, let's just limit it to a 20-minute scene at the end of Attack of the Clones, shall we? And then the product that we come out with for the next year, we'll just base it off that little bit. It's not really definitive then, is it? It's an iconic scene, but the ship's got far more purpose and diversity in the rest of the media that's out there than when it first showed up. That's almost like saying, you know what, we want to make an Anakin Skywalker figure, but we're only going to do the little boy version from the Phantom Menace. and then you lot will just have to make up the rest, because we've decided to focus on that little portion of the story for this character. So it's great that they're including Clone Wars PCs, because that is my annoyance. No, it's barely covering the Clone Wars. And I had a good think about this today, right? Not to blow my own trumpet, but there are so many people out there that fucking talk dank because they think they've got the voice to, and they think they're authoritative enough within the vintage collection community to do it. Which is bollocks, because we're all in the same boat, and no one should have that step up against another one, right? But I'm going to take the platform, which is currently probably rusty because nobody has named themselves this for many, many years, but I'm going to be Clone Wars guru for the minute, all right? I'm going to assume the mantle for this stream of the foremost authority on the Clone Wars television series. Okay, so if you're telling me that it should not be covered and that 2 panels with nose art on it is enough, no, it isn't, because definitive for me means 7 seasons of the fucking Clone Wars and then Revenge of the Sith. So, Crumb Bomber, love it, fantastic, really cool, because the old one's really hard to get. It was very hard to find when I was a kid. I've never had a gunship, so it would be great. But where's the Lucky Leku one? It's the one that's seen the most times throughout the Clone Wars. I'm not going to say nobody wanted it, but very few people would have requested service with a smile if they were asked, which nose art would you like to have with this gunship?
I want clothes bros, man.
Don't really need that now. Somebody actually messaged me on Instagram and said, oh, don't forget Plos Bros. I will. I'll allow for that dismissal, because if they were to include it, for it to be accurate, they would need to have removable panels, which would then be interchangeable with blue ones, because you never see it on a regular gunship. So I'll give them that pass.
Fair.
For the meantime.
Fair.
That's my first bugbear with it. My second one is it feels like an incomplete ship. Vehicles can go in the back of this. Bark Speeder, AT-RT. Now, we know that Hasbro want to sell these separately because they can make more money from them. Not a massive issue. You could have included one of each in this, maybe as a tier. Maybe, don't do figures. You've just done that twice. Do something different. Yeah. Let's have a couple of vehicles. They're not exclusive to the Haslab, but the deco would be. So, for these, choose a more out there deco from the Clone Wars. Again, you've got 7 seasons worth of designs to choose from, different battalions, wherever it may be. Include those. And then everybody's got confidence that, they'll reuse that, they'll repaint that. We'll get some mainline ones, a 501st one from Umbara. Smashing. It gives the consumer the confidence that the product is going to be supported for the next 12 months. Because for me, the last however many Haslabs, I didn't back the Cantina because I'm not an OT collector for 3 3/4. Razor Crest, Ghost, it wasn't technically a Haslab, but the Boba Fett Palace was, pitched as one before it became a Pulse exclusive, so I'm counting that. Hardly any support for it in the years after. We're just made to feel like it's coming, and then it's not really there. We're just getting figures from that property. There are not hundreds, but there are many characters that have stood within the Ghost. We've had none besides the main characters. Even Callus isn't the version that boards the Ghost, which isn't an issue, because good figure, but, just to nitpick with it, just to pull hairs, it's not the right version. Where's Hondo? Where's Rex? Where's the rest of Rex's guys? Where's Sabine's friend, whose name escapes my mind right now? Many. There's so many figures. Razor Crest. Where are the gang from the Prisoner episode? Where's Frog Lady? The list goes on. All we've had really that interacts with that properly, other than main characters, is a Blurg, and that's because it was engineered at the time to fit inside it. I haven't got the confidence that going forward, this gunship's going to get the proper treatment thereafter. You might get several Jedi. I mean, Cantina's due to ship in a few weeks. Unless you've been a collector since the 90s, how many people out there that have backed it are going to be able to fill it and have it displayed accurately? Because if these are once in a lifetime, PCs, I want them to be the best they can be, and accuracy is a massive part of that. And there's going to be people that say, "Oh, it's only fucking Hasbro. What do you expect? It's never going to be that accurate." Well, it should be. Fucking should be. If it's like, we're making this best version ever. It's never going to be done again. Once in a lifetime. That should go twice as hard for something that's had about 8 versions over the last 20 years, like the gunship. So other things, floodlights, interchangeable floodlights for the Bull turret, seen a fair few times in the Clone Wars. Not a massive thing by any means. But again, for people that might be interested in backing multiple, which there are people out there, display options, variety. You should be packing in every versatile part that could make anyone's desired version, because everybody could have a different favourite. And what it seems like to me is you've got a company that is far too comfortable with success, because the current model, the current business model, has worked too many times for them. Razor Crest backed within less than 24 hours. The Ghost smashed it in a few days. Cantina took a bit longer, but it still got fully backed. So every time that these back, they're all having a little party and going, "Yeah, look, we've backed another one next year. Oh, let's do another TVC Haslab. You like them? They'll make us some money. You do another one." Sorry, the dog's barking. He seems to be just as passionate as me about the gunship. Bless him. And then comes the next one. "Oh, wicked! We've just made X amount of millions on that. Let's do another one. Let's do another one." Until we get to a point where they're so comfortable with that they start to get sloppy. They start to leave things out. Their attention to detail seems to be restricted. Once again, 20-minute section to a movie. Clone Wars has touched a tiny bit, and I'm always going to be biased towards the Clone Wars, but in this situation, it matters to be, because that's where it's featured the most. This is like saying, "Oh, we're making a Haslab of the Millennium Falcon. It's true scale, but we're going to base it on that fucking YT freighter that you see for 2 minutes in Revenge of the Sith, or we're going to base it on Solo and not give you the parts to make an original trilogy one as well." In any other circumstance, that's where it to be like. Now, I won't mention this. I don't want to go off on a great big tangent with this particular subsection too much, and that's Steve Evans. Love the guy, met the guy. Definitely one of Hasbro's best employees. Does his best for the community, no questions asked. But what he's putting on his Instagram page at the minute's just bewildering me a little bit, because he's clearly trying to do his best to help the project move along. He's clearly conscious that it's slower than any of the others in terms of numbers, because it's only at about 3,070 something, and it's been up for 2 weeks, something like that. It's got 30-ish days left. He's clearly limited because of the company that he works for in what he can do, because he can't turn around and say, "All right, guys, here's next year's product. Here's a definitive hint of what's coming," so that people are a little more confident with spending the money. They know they're going to get something to go with it. It's going to build up excitement. It's going to get people talking about it some more. It's going to turn that diversity into positivity, and the conversation online will attract more numbers for it, which would be great. But he can't. Now, I don't understand why, when they're planning a Haslab at San Diego Comic-Con, they can't turn around and go, "Oh, by the way, here's the product we're revealing for Vintage Collection," and it follows the same theme. Just plan it a little further in advance. I think I touched on this with the chaps at Twin Suns earlier on Instagram, because we were going back and forth with a few messages, and I think it should have been delayed until next year because of all of the political nonsense that's going on, all the tariff wars that are happening. People are clearly feeling the pinch on the pockets more than ever in the world. If they'd have waited till next year, maybe that'd have been an option. They'd have gone, bam, gunship, Battle of Geonosis, bam, here's some figures. Look at all these cool new Jedi we're doing, body molds, etc. Here's a vehicle. Here's some Clone Wars stuff, showing that there's something for everybody. But we're just left in the dark again, and that uncertainty in the past hasn't yielded anything of certainty. So I like toys, but I'm not about, to be trodden over 3 times over and go, "Yeah, let's fucking hell, want that bad. last time. Let's have another go at that. The last thing I sort of wanted to touch on, I made a note of this because it wound me up that much. This is about the TVC community, not as a whole. It's certain individuals. I'm not going to name people, but there's always a vocal minority in any community. And it seems to me, I've touched on before how, they're very ungrateful in terms of they're always asking for the next thing and they never take a minute to be thankful for what they've been given before they're asking for something else. Their attitude it winds me up. They need to figure out what line of the sand they stand on, because the cantina has not had a great deal of stuff for it. 2 or 3 years ago, the attitude would have been, finish the cantina. Where are all my aliens? Get to this, get to that. Like it was with Finish the 96. They've forgotten about that now, because that's the business model. Something else, something else. Where's the next thing? Where's the next thing? They fucking forgot all about it. That is what they would have been going on about a few years ago. Where's this? Where's that? Why can't we finish this? This group of characters is missing X amount of figures. Can we finish this? The Bad Batch, for example. How many years have they been pining after that? That attitude's gone now. We're the other side of the line, because suddenly there's another Haslab with bare bones for it. It's missing things. It's not definitive. And they're lapping it up. Oh, yeah, come on. All these prequel fans that have been moaning about something for the last 2 years, now's your chance. Put your money where your mouth is. Come and back the gunship. Come and back the gunship. There's 12 stories a day. Back the gunship. Do this, do that. Don't be one of them people that says you're going to wait until all the tiers are unlocked before you buy one, because you're a part of the problem and not part of the solution. I'm sorry, but put your fucking fingers away, because you're in no position to lecture the mass majority of people online about this. If people want to buy the toy, they will. If they don't, they fucking won't. It's that simple. It'd be a tragedy if it doesn't get backed. If it does get backed, it'll be fantastic. Like I said, I'd love to have one in my collection, but I'm not about to take part in another fucking circle jerk exercise when, there's masses of people throwing the weight around. It's not that deep. It's just a toy. And that's coming from someone, who spends 80% of their time collecting toys, looking at toys. I fucking love toys. I tell myself that I go to work and put up with the world just so I can come home and open a fucking parcel at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And just get a figure out and get it on the shelf. But it's not that big of a deal. As horrible as it sounds, I don't wish it's failure on it for the world, because I fucking love the Ghost. Wanted the Ghost for years. If it had been a situation that's happening with the gunship now for that, I'd be in bits over it. I'd be stressing over it, because it's that important to me personally, and I know the gunship means that for people. But a failure for a vintage Haslab, it does need to happen, and that's not to say it needs to happen to condemn the line. It's not a fucking challenge of my dick's bigger than yours. Fucking 6-inch Black Series is better. It's none of that. It just means that it'd make the company go back and rethink, which right now they're not doing.
It doesn't need to happen. It's going to happen at some point.
That's it. People haven't got the money to buy £500 ships every year, when they haven't got the last one at the point of announcement.
This is the thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm in favour of the idea of Haslabs and what they should represent, but do we not feel like, we were speaking about this between ourselves, and I'm not going to pretend like I'm this business savvy individual who's got all the knowings about what goes on behind the scenes and how toy production is as a thing, but you can't honestly tell me that, given the fact that we saw the physical thing at San Diego Comic-Con, you can't tell me that these gunships aren't made, produced, and ready to go. Because that's a shitload of money to invest in a product for it to ultimately never see the light of day. I'm a little bit more sort of, it feels a little bit more believable that maybe they're not made and produced and ready to go purely based on the fact that, like with the Black Series Rancor, all we ever saw were digital renders. But with this, we've seen a physical thing. And you can't say to me that that's not, that's not been...
So I believe the way that they do it is what you see at Comic-Con is their final paint master, because comments have been made by Chris from the team in some of the interviews that have been happening. Comments such as, someone was questioning the weathering, and they were saying, well, this is the current master that it is now. It might be improved a touch more based upon feedback.
Yeah.
But so I think it's basically at a point, because they did this with the Ghost and the Cantina. Because I think the Razor Crest was over a year. I ain't got a fucking clue about the barge because we weren't that lucky enough to even be offered it. But they basically at a point where as soon as that counter hits 8,000, bam, into production. So the people in the factories making it, the molds are cut, they're ready, going, see you later. But as you say, if it doesn't happen, how much money's been wasted in R&D?
Yeah,
exactly. That's
not as much as it fucking should have been this time. Let's have it right. But
well, that's the thing,
still
isn't it?
lots of money.
I mean, it's not just money wasted on production of a physical copy of the thing, but it's like you said, the R&D, like the design, the engineering, the time that's being paid to somebody to sit there and design the damn thing and map it all out. Like, maybe it'd fail, maybe it wouldn't, but for me, just get rid of the crowdfunding and just release these things as limited edition. Like you hit the nail on the head, James, with the Book of Boba Fett throne room. That was originally pitched as a Haslab. With the size of it and the amount of stuff that it comes with, could have quite easily been a Haslab. But ultimately, it wasn't. It was a regular Hasbro Pulse release. It was something that just got made and distributed anyway. So just make them anyway. Just make them anyway and quit with the crowdfunding bollocks, because it's such a bit, like you said, James, it's such a big ask to expect people to drop so much money on one of these things, but be left with nothing but empty promises regarding what's actually going to fill it out and what's actually going to come to populate it. Like, that just doesn't sit right with me. And I think, like, for me, I got really blindly excited on the last stream. I got blindly excited by the fact that the Battle of Geonosis is going to be the theme going into 2026. Can't wait for that. There's so much potential there for what we could and ultimately should see. James has given himself an heart attack. That's why he's dropped out. There's so much room for potential in terms of what could ultimately get produced and made for it. But then when you go back and you think, well, actually, hang on a minute, the last Haslab that we got, which was the Cantina, that's getting ready to ship soon. The Return to Tatooine theme is going to be ending pretty soon. Where's all the stuff to populate it? There's not a whole lot. Unless things change at 0 hour, there's not a whole lot. He's back, look.
Fucking man in the sky must have been listening to me, boys.
We thought you'd
someone in a gunship. Someone in the
Yeah.
gunship aiming at you, mate.
Yeah, man.
But it just, I don't know, there's just a very... I don't know whether you want to sort out your headset settings again, James. There's a bit of feedback on my end.
So, I have some thoughts while James does that.
Yeah, go on.
I have some big thoughts. Because I think the point at where we're now at is the amount of Haslabs we've had. It's not just Star Wars. You've got Marvel. You've got G.I. Joe. It's how many of these things we're now having pushed on us to back. I couldn't imagine being a collector now that gets everything, because I know there are collectors out there who have to have every G.I. Joe, every Marvel, every Transformer, and Star Wars on top of that. I don't think... I find it mad as well as these people who are constantly backing the Haslabs, particularly within one fandom, when there's another one on the horizon. I haven't backed a single Haslab at this point. They've been extremely tempting. I was considering buying the Razor Crest on aftermarket because I'm a psychopath. Thank God I didn't do that for my own mental health. But it is just getting to the point now where it feels like, can we just have a breather from it? And
there doesn't need to be one every year, because then they lose the appeal. They're meant to be something special. Like I've said before, they're meant to be... Excuse me. They're meant to be things that are completely... They're meant to be items that are completely out of the realm of possibility to ever grace a store shelf. And so they should feel like it's
an exclusive thing that you'd never think would happen.
It's almost comparable to the oversaturation of media itself, in the sense that, you know, when you've got series after series after series after series, it takes away from that. I mean, you remember when Star Wars used to feel like an event? Remember when Marvel used to feel like an event?
Yes.
And now you've got a movie a year, then you've got 3 series, then you've got another movie, then you've got 3 series, then you've got another movie. And it's like, when does it end? And it just takes away that... It doesn't take away your enjoyment, because you still enjoy it, but the special feeling and the warm, tickly tummy feeling
This is what
disappears.
I would propose for it, though, because we've had the whole, we're going to have the return to Tatooine. Lovely. Make the characters that people want. Get the glup shittos out there, be it in a free pack, single carded, however you want to do it. But tease at the start of that whole branding, we're going to do a Haslab. What would you like to see for return to Tatooine? Right? You as the fan, what do you want? It's not us deciding. This is a fan poll specifically for return to Tatooine. This is an example.
Bring back the fans' choice polls that we had.
Do you want a cantina? Do you want a sandcrawler? Do you want a Rego at the sail barge? Because those of us in the UK missed out on it. What would you want? What do you want to see? Same with Return to Geonosis. We're going to do Return to Geonosis. Here's some thoughts we have with the figures we're going to do. A little bit of a pipeline reveal. At the end of that run, here's the big thing that you can save up for. You now have time afforded to you to save up, because when they announce these fucking projects in the current economical climate that we are in, no sane person who is working their arse off to pay for rent and other things and the necessities in life can say, you know what, I am going to drop 400, 500, 600 pounds on a piece of fucking plastic.
Especially in one go as well, which is a case I made last stream. Even the payment plans, the installment plans would make such a big difference and would encourage. I might even be tempted to back a goddamn gunship if there was a payment plan in
That's
play.
what they could do. You could say, this is what we're going to do. Here's the fan channel idea. Once we'll give it until mid-month, like mid-year, as the run through cycles going through. We'll put it up. We'll put it as a fan channel thing. If you want to back it on Haslab, you can do it. You can pay monthly or you can pay up front. And then once the run's over, you get a big shiny toy. It can either be a gunship in this case, or it could be what I think it should have been, the Geonosis playset.
Yeah.
Because we don't need any more vehicles. Mix it up, spice it up a little bit. Sorry, I got really fucking...
Hey, Dan, I've had my fucking slice of the pie, mate. Go for it. I've just got a few other things that I've just remembered that I wanted to mention.
By all means, mate.
It just furthers my opinion on Hasbro being slightly out of touch with the whole thing at the minute. I won't necessarily say they're out of touch with the collecting fan base, to a degree, but not as bad as they have been over the years. Again, Steve Evans does a good job.
Yeah, he does.
They've included 2 pilots with the gunship. Gunship needs 2 fucking pilots. And they've turned around and gone, we've urged you that you want to open the figures and keep the figures in the packaging. So we've give you one pilot on the card and we've give you one pilot loose. And now all of these TVC purists have gone, well, I can only have one pilot in my fucking gunship because I've got to keep one carded now. Could you not have just put two loose ones in for the amount of money that a figure that size with limited paint applications cost? I was going to say this, Dan.
Sorry, mate.
It comes to a point when the purpose of this vehicle is for carrying fucking clones, and they're not included to the point that they're fucking like faded out images to advertise the ship. For the love of God. I know they were shit, but I remember when we had an MTT on shelves and you got 20 battle droids, was it? They were crap, but you got them to fill the cargo thing.
Yeah.
They are white, black, and silver figures. Box of 20, box of 10, box of 15, whatever. You just make sure people have. Can you imagine being a kid at Christmas, fucking opening this? I can't wait to play Attack of the Clones with my gunship. Where are my clones, Mom? Do you know what I mean? The complete package, that's what it's about. And this will be my final take on the gunship. This is the most important thought that I've had. If, at the end of the day, if the product is good enough, then it should support itself. And it should be backed within a good amount of time. Just like the Ghost, just like the Razor Crest. It does not need the fan base, the community, to push for it on the daily. Now, don't get me wrong, it's great for people to be excited about it. But, and it's becoming more noticeable right now with this project, there is a huge difference between excitement and desperation. You can be excited for something. Everyone was excited for the Ghost, and it backed on its own merits for what it was, right? And I will even say, owning it, it's still not perfect, but it's a damn sight better than what the gunship's supposedly going to be. Anyway, everybody can be excited about something without pushing it onto people. And when you can start to see that difference within the community, with people posting about it, something's wrong. Something's fucking wrong. Because I don't want to use the word bullying, but it feels all right. Aggravated persuasion, shall we say? People are trying to aggravatedly persuade people into backing something.
Unnecessary pressure.
Peer pressure.
If the product is truly that good, if it's what the label says, and if it ticks all the boxes for people, then the results should speak for themselves in the amount of people that back it, the amount of money they make off it. If that's not happening, then it's just not that good. That's the fucking facts.
I collect Black Series though, so I don't need a Haslab to keep my God.
Yes. Let's just piss them off all the more. Let's talk about the superior scale of Star Wars action figure, boys.
Boy!
On that note, well, thanks for your thoughts, gents. It was
it's all right.
Quite refreshing. It's like I said, I said what I said on the last stream, and I was like, yeah, this is all right. And then I slept. And then I woke up the next morning and thought, hang on a minute. So
Post-nut clarity is a thing, mate. Sadly, some of the vintage collectors can't quite see that.
Oof. Tea is getting spilt, gents. Tea is getting spilt. Well,
come on.
On that note, and with the superior scale in mind, let's get to our main topic at hand. I'm glad we got that out of the way to start with, though, because it's still a topic of conversation and it's clearly a bone of contention. It needed a bit of discussion from you guys, so cheers for sharing your thoughts. We have got, as you saw during the conversation there, we have got a few of our regular viewers in the chat, and special shout out goes to Courtney's Cantina, who has become a YouTube member. Thank you ever so much, Courtney. I really appreciate that, mate. For those of you that don't know, channel memberships are now live. There's a link down below in the video description where you can sign up for yourself. 3 tiers available. Go and check them out. Courtney, really appreciate the support, mate. Matthew is with us from Twin Suns Collecting. His main Black Series Mandoverse one is a proper IG-11, which would then mean a new proper IG-88, as the original one is the most disappointing figure ever. Absolutely agree with that, 100%. Yeah. Very easy to do now, considering we've got the IG-12 out there. Just modify that slightly, and boom, Bob's your uncle, sorted. But yes, for those of you that may be joining us a little bit late, we are going to tackle the Mandoverse for our finale of the what I'll call the Disney Plus era of Black Series Wishlist that we've been doing. We've tackled the Skywalker saga, that's done and dusted. We've done Rogue One and Andor. We did Solo and Kenobi more recently, so now it's time to tackle the Mandoverse. So we are diving in to the Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka, because I think there's still, despite the fact that the Black Series Mandalorian line has perhaps one of the most oversaturated collections of figures in the Black Series, there are still a plethora, and I hate to say it because I'm giving them ideas, but there's still a plethora of characters that need to be made. So, with that in mind, let's dive into honourable mentions, because what we've done, again, if you're not familiar with the format of these streams, because we're tackling 3 pieces of media, we've just picked one character from each, but we have gone with a couple of honourable mentions as well that didn't quite make the cut. So, let's dive into it. And, whoops, where's that gone? There it is. So, yeah, honourable mentions. And James, we'll start with you, mate. Yours comes from the Mandalorian. Well, they all come from the Mandalorian. I've only just noticed that.
Yeah, man.
Oh, God.
Frog Lady. Where's Frog Lady? Like, it's a cool character. It's a somewhat pivotal part of the 2nd season of The Mandalorian. And, you know, glup shitto, man. Like, give me an alien. Give me an alien carrying little eggs. Like, I just want it. We've literally got the Mandalorian figure with the frost on his armor that comes with Grogu and the spiders. So we kind of need Frog Lady to complete that little setup. Just as she is there in the picture, that'll do me. Have the little backpack, you can open it, you get a couple of little eggs to pop inside it, but then, you know, there's like an inner molded blue swirly piece that's got some suspended in there. Maybe if you want to be adventurous, you can like throw in the microphone lash up thing for Zero, where it's kind of a big piece. But then touching on what we've said before with these smaller figures, it'd give you, you know, you'd feel like you were getting your full value out of it. So whereas little Annie was missing quite a lot of space in that box, fill it with like half a bit of Zero and a microphone. Just something a little bit different. But choices, gives people choices, variety. That seems to be a common theme of the day. So, I think that's not one of my main picks, but important to make it there.
It's a good pick, though, to be fair, because I mean, just taking a quick glance at my Mandalorian Black Series shelf, and there's a pretty small amount of aliens actually on it. When you actually break it down and have a look at what we've got, there's not that many, I'll say, background characters and aliens on there. So diversify the display a little bit, Hasbro. Come on, let's have some more aliens. Frog Lady's prime candidate because she's adorable. Look at her.
She was iconic from that season.
She's a queen.
We need her.
And if nothing else, it just gives D. Bradley Baker something else to sign at conventions.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
I'd love to be the first person that approaches him with it as well. Like, I loved you as Captain Rex. Can you sign this? Unreal. No, it needs to happen. I think it's one that everybody calls out for as well.
But just to rebuild that bridge and soften the waters, both scales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the thing. The Razor Crest.
Yeah, this is it. this is the thing that I think always like slips under the radar on these shows, is that we never really advocate for both lines. And I think, you know, just because this is a Black Series wish list, this is what we want to see in the 6-inch line. But there's no reason that none of these could work in vintage collection. This is one that I'd probably buy in both scales, to be fair. It's probably, actually, saying that, probably a figure that I'd buy in TVC over Black Series, because
all right, Steve, don't nosh him off too much, mate. Come on now.
I can't help it, mate. I can't help it.
Hey.
It's not that. I've said it in recent reviews. What it is that my Black Series Mando shelf is just so tightly packed that I'm starting to run out of space, and I'm getting to the point where if a character is available in both scales from Mandalorian, I am kind of prioritizing vintage collection over Black Series, just because it gives me the opportunity to get those characters in my collection, but it also doesn't mean I have to shove everything on and sacrifice space. Because I've got a mini vintage collection sort of Mandoverse display going on behind me, and it's not that full. So I'm more than happy to see characters get made in both scales, so just to give me that choice in terms of where I display my stuff. So I'll advocate for this one in both scales, to be fair. It's a valid argument. My pick, speaking of my collecting habits, my pick is a little bit more left field, and it's one that, I'll be honest, my main picks for Mandalorian were really easy to make. But then when it came to, well, they're what I really want to see, but what else could there be? I found it quite difficult, and I didn't want something that was like core character based. I wanted to pick something that maybe a few people probably forgot about, and these guys I actually did forget about until I went through the list of characters that we actually saw in the series. And there's a case to be made for all three. I think. Where has he gone in the comments? Sea Line Studios has mentioned, we need a figure of Skinny Pete. So there's a case to be made for all of them. But I really want to see this guy, the man. I don't know really what are they called, like Mandalorian pirates, Mandalorian loyalists. They're the guys that get left behind on Mandalore after the purge, basically, and they're the ragtag sort of battle hardened Mando veterans that. I'm not being funny, just look so fucking cool. Their armor designs, I really wanted to pick because they're all unnamed, so I'm not just being a fake fan and forgetting their names. But the character that Skinny Pete's actor from Breaking Bad plays, he's got the super battle droid head as the shoulder armor, which I love. I love the fact that they've just pulled and just completely just mishmashed all these armor pieces to just stay protected, basically. And that, I think, that would arguably probably make the most exciting and more interesting figure, just because of those different armor pieces. But this guy's just got the look. I love the scars on his face. His armor itself is really cool, dinted, scraped. There's a real opportunity there for mixed material in terms of sculpted plastic, soft goods. I mean, for my money, just give me all three as a multi-pack, and I would be more than happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can do retools left, right, and center with these guys, so it wouldn't eat too much into the tooling budget, I wouldn't think. But yeah, I don't know. Just some more background Mandos that aren't blue, I think would just be an absolute joy.
That's needed.
Would be an absolute treat. So, and I think because we've seen so many Shriek Hawks, we've seen so many of the Night Owls, it's time to dive into some of the other clans and some of the other groups, and I think this one would be a great one to explore. Hell, TVC Haslab, give us the Mando pirate ship. Let's just go balls to the wall. Let's do it. But yeah, I mean, there's not much else I can say about it, really. It's a cool looking Mandalorian, and from a Mandalorian based line, I want more Mandalorians, so give it to me.
Definitely. In all the colours.
Under the rainbow. Every single one.
Absolutely.
What about you, Dan? Talk us through it, because you've got cheated again.
Cheated again. Gosh.
Little bugger.
I like having groups of characters, be it from episode arcs or from series, because it's about a cast of characters at the end of the day, isn't it? Every episode is about a character or a cast of characters, and this was one of my favorite episodes from season 1 of Mando. It was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that long ago. And they're just, I've gone for, Blurg, or is it Berg? And Xian. Is it Xian? I always get the names mixed up. Sorry, I'm terrible at pronouncing names.
Is it Cheyenne?
Cheyenne?
Yeah, something like that.
So we've already got Bill Burr's character, and I always thought, makes sense. We should get these two, or should have had these two guys by now, and we just haven't. It's come on now. It's a no-brainer. We've got the droids to go with them because we've got the security droids. We've got Bill Burr's character. We've got Mando, obviously. It's just really daft how we haven't had them. It's what's the actor's name? The guy who plays Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown, yeah.
Come on, give me a figure of him. He's a big old boy. And
the amount of roles that he's played in Star Wars at this point is like he needs. We've got Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and George Lucas figures. Surely next on the list has got to be big old Clancy.
It's got to be him, hasn't it? I know we've got Savage Press, but come on, let's just get all the versions of Clancy Brown.
It's a good excuse to get another mouse droid out as a pack-in as well.
Yeah.
Because what I love about it is it's such a quotable episode. I'm fucking weird, I know. I just sit and think about episodes sometimes. Passes the time when you're at work.
That's it, though, isn't it?
So much from this episode pops into me. I'd want to see a picture from it or something. It's there's a little mouse. Come here, little mouse.
It's one of those as well. Like even for me, honourable mention wise, like one of my Mandalorian picks, very, very nearly was Matt Lanter's Republic Trooper character.
Love it, Lieutenant Davin.
Yeah,
I'd love to have seen that. I'd love that.
Again, he could be part of a free pack to this. It's just I'm really disappointed we hadn't had them.
Do two packs and put Lieutenant Davin and Berg in one, and then the sibling, the Twi'lek siblings in the other.
The brother.
Set.
Yeah. That'd be sick.
A little bit. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you could put in some different accessories, especially for Berg, because doesn't he get like a really red face at one point because Mando hits him with a flamethrower? Am I just misremembering?
Yeah, they're impervious to fire, Deveronians. Yeah. And he loses his horns as well when he shuts the doors on him.
Yeah. So there's lots of opportunity there for different head sculpts and different parts to really mix and match with him.
This is it.
A worthy deluxe in a sense for Berg.
Yeah.
Stick a mouse droid in there as well. We've seen what Hasbro are capable of with the 2-packs with the recent Jedi Survivor Cal Kestis and Turgle set, which I have on the way.
Yes.
I've gone and done it. Well, it's as close as I'm going to get to a size Snootles, isn't it? So,
you say that now, mate, but you never know what's over the hill. So,
well, this is true. No, I had to do it. It was on. I was scrolling through Amazon the other day, and I was like building my wish list up, and then I thought, oh, do you know what, bugger it? I've seen too many reviews on it. They've completely sold me. It's got to be done.
Amazing set.
But we've seen what they're capable of with the multi-packs now and the amount of accessories that they can pack into them, and they can still be pretty sort of cost-effective to do. So multi-pack away, like give us fill more crews out that way, Bad Batch in TVC, do the bloody 2-packs like they did for Obi-Wan and Vader and the Ewoks and stuff. Just pack them in a box and.
You could do all of these guys in TVC in a special action figure pack for set.
Yes, yeah.
I think
in that packaging as well.
Yeah.
We'll let you cheat again.
Thank you.
We'll let it slip.
Thank you. Wait until the next one. We cheat big time in
that. Oh yes. I'm actually, we have completely, we've broken the mold on that one, I think.
We've completely done it.
Yeah, Yeah, details to be announced, so stick around to the end of the stream to find out what we've got in store for you next time. So diving into mainline picks. I'll go first if that's all right with you guys, but we'll do it in release. We'll do it in release order in terms of media. So we'll go Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, and round things off with Ahsoka. So my main pick from Mandalorian, and I picked this guy because when you say the Mandoverse, they're the three shows that you ultimately think of, but Skeleton Crew is still in that sort of timeline, and it's in that sort of period. So I guess you could throw Skeleton Crew in there, but weren't really enough characters from that show that I wanted them to make as figures that warranted including it as a media to choose from. But this character, having appeared in Mandalorian and Skeleton Crew, it covers a multitude of sins. So my mainline pick for the Mandalorian is Vane, which I think would be an absolutely incredible figure. Again, we don't have enough aliens in the Black series from the Mandalorian. Plenty of droids, plenty of troopers, and plenty of Mandalorians, but we don't have that many aliens. And if I'm not mistaken, we haven't seen any Nikto species in the Black series at all yet.
Nope.
So, there's an argument to be made that we should probably get a few Nikto skiff guards before this guy. But given Hasbro's obsession with recent media and the fact that they seemingly have a bias to release stuff from the shows that we see on Disney Plus, get this guy out in the line. You can release it under the Mandalorian banner or the Skeleton Crew banner. It doesn't really make a difference to me. But the fact that we've got Pirate Captain Brutus again is also a case enough to be made for this guy. That's another crew to round out. Get more characters from that.
Yeah, two-eyed Reese, please.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Three-eyed Reese first, preferably.
Yeah, of course.
But like I said, obsession with recent media. That one's probably
pirates, man. We said this about Brutus, didn't we? Pirates and Star Wars are just fucking cool.
Yeah.
And again, just touching base on what we said with the multi-packs, like we know what Hasbro are capable of. The sculpt on Brutus is absolutely superb. The paint apps on Brutus are absolutely superb. This guy would look absolutely killer in the Black series and in the Vintage collection. But yeah, it's just an opportunity to kill two birds with one stone. It gets another alien into the line. It gives us our first 6-inch Nikto figure, and it's just a bloody cool looking character. So, enough said. Yeah. Can't really say much more than that. And he's a crucial character in Skeleton Crew as well. And the fact that we've only got a handful of figures from that series just gives them an excuse to round out a bigger display in our collections for that show.
I was going to say, I'd display him on the Skeleton Crew shelf personally because I'm overcrowded as it is with Mandalorian stuff. And I've just got SM33 this week. What a fucking cool figure. But it also made me really sad that there's only 6 or 7 figures on that shelf.
Yeah.
And it's like, I hope they do more eventually because I don't just... it needs its own shelf because collecting autism, yay. I need Skeleton Crew to be on a shelf because other shows have an individual shelf per season. But I don't just want it to be sparsely populated.
Yeah,
so,
I'm totally with you on that one. I mean, that's one of the contributing factors to why I've yet to pick up the Black Series Skeleton Crew figures, because there's not enough of them, and I'm not sure where I'd display them. It's like at the moment, I picked up Brutus. Brutus was the exception because he's just a fucking cool looking alien. I'm a sucker for the aliens. But I'm like, do I put him on my Mandalorian shelf? The answer being no, because I've not got the goddamn space. So at the moment, he's kind of like towards the end of my sequel shelf. He's there with Hondo and Captain Rex from Galaxy's Edge because pirates. So,
Yeah,
I didn't really know what to do with him, but that's one of the reasons why I've not picked the Skeleton Crew figures up. Although, and as Seth has pointed out in the comments, I was in Forbidden Planet recently and noticed they'd got Jod, KB, and...
Was it Fern or Wim?
It was Wim. They didn't have Fern, because I was like, oh, if they've got the lot, that might be one big purchase. But I think it was Fern that was missing, so I held off. But yeah, they're super cheap at the minute. Shout out to Star Action Figures. I think they've got a handful of the figures really, really cheap at the moment. So they're easy enough to obtain. But yeah, no, I'm totally with you, James, on that with the collecting tisms. Is that when I picked up some of the Acolyte figures, I really wanted to dedicate one shelf to the Acolyte. That's becoming more of a possibility now with the fact that we've got quite a few figures from that show. So do the same with Skeleton Crew, and you can dedicate. You could end up with roughly the same amount of characters from Skeleton Crew and figures as you have from Mandalorian, just with the pirate crew itself. So
that's it. It's really reliant upon that pirate crew, because as much as I enjoy the show, I actually rewatched it last week. As much as I enjoy the show, I don't very much fancy like the parents of the kids on the shelf.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'd go for Neil's parents.
Yeah, because they're cool. His dad's just fucking mint with them great big tusks. I think the next one would be like a Silvo version of Jod with the coat and the helmet, lightsaber. But
to be fair, there's an argument to make for him to come as a 2-pack if they ever do him. Because get more of the pirates out, like you said, like you guys said, need more of them.
Absolutely, needs to be done. Let's move on with James. Your pick from The Mandalorian, sir. Pretty topical, given the recent TVC release.
Yeah, it's. I think I chose this when all that was going on with Mr. Stevie, when he was sort of teasing this, and there was a bit of back and forth on Instagram, and which ultimately led to the Carson Teva vintage figure being revealed. I'm highly confident, if you know where to look online. I'm highly confident this is going to come to the Black Series now. Although I want it exactly how the TVC version is. I want the leather jacket over the flight suit with his removable helmet with a blaster.
Yes, unpopular opinion, I think, James, but I am totally in agreement with you, because that is such a cool look for him, isn't it?
It's different.
That's it. Yeah, it's something so fresh to something that's so not tried and tested. It's just the norm, isn't it? It's what you expect for an X-Wing pilot. So anything to change that up. And I mean, Paul Sung-Young Lee, what an actor. I don't know if any of you guys have watched Kim's Convenience. I think that's where Dave and John spotted him for this role. It's just a sitcom on Netflix, but it's fucking great. He's amazing. And he's a big collector himself. So I'm sure he's not satisfied that he's just got a vintage collection one. I'm sure he wants a Black Series figure too.
This is it. He needs to. I'm sure he wants his character immortalized in the superior scale as well.
Yeah. That being said, the TVC version is a couple of weeks away, and I'm like, for the first time in a while, it's one of those figures where I don't just feel like I'm collecting it. Like I'm buzzing to get my hands on it. So
yeah, me too. Actually, I mean, that to be fair. Going off on a tangent, me and Jesse talked about this last stream. That wave in general, what a stellar lineup! Not just
Jesse did a very good review as well of this, so just throw that out there.
Yeah, I'm super keen for that TVC figure of Carson as well. To be fair, like I said, I just love the look. Like I really want that look replicated in Black Series as well. I know that there were some people in the community that are a bit vocal about, well, he's not, if you take his jacket off, he's got the brown arms. It's like,
don't take his fucking jacket off then.
Or just give him interchangeable arms. What's the I'm sure you can do that.
He's a cool character though. Like you always hear me talk about my justification for figures. And I just want figures that I like characters of. It's pretty basic at the end of the day for me, but he's the glue of the Mandoverse in a way. If you're going to interconnect things without doing fan service all the time, what do? You create your own fan service, and I feel like there's a unanimous round of applause and a cheer when this guy pops up on the screen. In Ahsoka, absolutely love it when he shows up in that. So there you go. We can work on more than one display, just like Vane. He needs to be made. I'm confident that he will be. But
yeah, same.
It's almost criminal that we've got Dave and not him.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? You kind of need him to go with Dave. So come on, Trapper Wolf.
But as we've said on previous streams, it's good that they're waiting, because we know that when this figure does come out, it's not going to rely on a recycled body. Case in point, Anton Merrick or Trapper Wolf or Wedge Antilles. We're actually going to get a brand new sculpt for this guy, and that's one of the things that really makes me excited for it. I mean, I'm pretty sure that, like you said, James, this is a shoe-in. It's a guarantee at this point, especially given some of the rumor lists we've had. But it's one of the strongest cases for a character to be made. I mean, like you said, he's so prevalent throughout all those shows that you just see him popping up and ties those series together really nicely. So yeah, it needs to happen, and it will. I have faith. Absolutely. And I think that's a given as well, Seth. I'm pretty sure he's going to pop up in the
he's got to.
100%. Yeah. That's a good point as well. That would be really cool to see him in Ahsoka. I'd love to see him with Ezra and Hera as well. I think Carson Teva and Hera would get on really, really well. So
that they do. We've seen that, Steve. Sorry.
The Stephen Frozen.
No, I'm just in thought.
He was in thought.
I need to go back and watch Ahsoka again.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You do that, buddy.
Big fan, told you.
What I would say is it's going to be cool to see him interact with, what's the actress's name that's in Alien? Sigourney Weaver.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to that, because I'm curious about her character. Yeah. And if he'll play any part with her, which I'm sure he will.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, pirates seem to be a running theme throughout this stream so far. So, Dan, we'll throw it to you and your pick from The Mandalorian. Why have you chosen Pizza the Hut?
More Greg!
You ever drunk Baileys from a shoe?
Tell me that you love me.
You want to go to a club and watch people wee on each other?
Oh. It's just a big seaweedy boy, isn't he? It's just a big green boy. It's Gorian Shard. This was such a glup shito from the whole of was it season 3? I'm getting so mixed up with the seasons at this point. But yeah, Mando season 3, this guy was like a little reoccurring villain or teased villain throughout, and then he pops up and he has the most glorious end. I really like the character design on this guy, because again, he's just a big green boy. Cool, and I just think he looks really cool. We need more aliens, and it ticks that box. He's shit Admiral Thrawn. He's a shit pirate Admiral Thrawn. He's just so overconfident, and he gets beaten relatively easily through teamwork. And yeah, that's why I've picked him. He's just got such a cool character design.
I fucking love how his mouth moves, and it's clearly not synced up to the lines, but you just accept it and love it anyway because you know it's practical.
Yeah, I was going to say, it just gives
it's got that charm to it. Yeah. It's very Muppets. It's very Thunderbirds. It's all sorts of that era, and I love it. You know, we've gone so far with technology these days with movies, but when we dip back into what's tried and tested and ultimately classic. It's very nice to see.
Yeah, it's a treat.
Yeah.
I'd go as far as to say, give us his little pirate pal as well, the little Ugnaught in the
clear
t-shirt.
reuse of the Queel puppet because we had to get our money's worth.
The little stripy t-shirted boy with the bandana. Let's have him.
That's it.
They were just such a cliche. Like I'm glad that the pirates in Skeleton Crew didn't meet the cliche that these guys did. But my God, what a joy! What a joy they were. Like even to the point of having the big wheel and stuff on the ship. Like my God, just such cool designs. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
it's John and Dave's toy box again, isn't it? It's like, and then one of the pirates can fly away, and we can use them in another game here.
Would you? Here's the $1 million question there, or the 450 quid question. If you're Hasbro, would you deluxe it?
I would.
Because
in this instance,
pretty chunky fella, isn't he?
But what I would do is I would also give him the seat that he sits on, just for something a little bit different. I'm a sucker for having characters on seats. I don't know what that is with me. Like when I get a character with a seat, it's really satisfying because it's like some self-aggrandizing bullshit. Because I've got let's look. Because I bought a 3D printed Boba Fett throne because that should have been a thing that came out, and it just looks so cool with just Boba Fett because it's so different. It's something so different on my display. Likewise with the Emperor sat in his little throne. He doesn't fucking stand up. He fucking dishes out orders. He's on the intercom saying, "Bring me a pizza" or something. Gorian Shard, that's how I always picture him, kind of just sat there like, decrepitly like. He's not someone who's out there shooting, doing a shoot or getting his hands dirty. He gets someone else to do it for him. And having him sat on his seat with his little walking stick, just all posed up, deluxe it. Give him, there's did you say the wheel as well, like the steering helm?
Oh hell yeah! Just
fucking go all out with it. Wrap that in.
Yeah,
put that in as well as a little, thing just to put next to him or on display. It'll be just mint. It'll be mint.
World
building. And if they really wanted to do something, do it like Mossman from He-Man and the Masters of the Universe figure line, and actually have it is like real flock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go to town with it.
Yeah.
Well, we've just seen him make a dress for Palpatine out of a bit of tissue, so anything's possible these days.
There we go.
As Courtney says, that's the deluxe done right.
Bosh.
Absolutely. Get it done. Okay, that's Mandalorian out of the way and done with. Moving on to the Book of Boba Fett and more glub shitters.
Fucking love the Book of Boba Fett. I'm just taking the opportunity to say it because nobody ever does.
It's a great goof and a gaff ride. It's not perfect, but it's just fun.
It's a nice strawberry flavoured chewing gum. You can get a decent sized bubble out of it if you blow hard enough. And if you accidentally swallow it when your teacher's fucking coming down the aisle, you're not too pissed off that it's in your digestive tract for 7 years.
Exactly.
That's it. It was all right. I'm not gonna say I enjoyed it, but it was all right. There were moments. One of the things I really like, just before we dive into my actual pick, I really wanted to cheat and do a Dan and go for like a great big box set, because my favorite scene in the whole of the Book of Boba Fett is the speeder bike scene with the Tusken.
Yes,
and I'm not talking like a bantha. I'm not. Yeah, that's funny, but I'm talking about the montage of trying to teach the Tuskens to ride a speeder bike. I watched that episode when it came out with a mate, and we had to pause it and keep rewinding it every time that Tusken jumps on the bag and then just spontaneously throws itself off. It's the fucking best thing that Lucasfilm, Disney, Star Wars has ever put on my screen.
A peak montage sequence. Peak montage sequence.
And I absolutely loved it, and it was hilarious. And speaking of hilarious, let's get an half-naked Gamorrean in our Black Series collection.
Yes.
That's my pick from the Book of Boba Fett. I'm dying on this hill because look at him. Glorious. Pure dad bod, but he's been... But look at his glutes, man. And his legs. Jesus.
It doubles up quite nicely as well as for Mandalorian. There's one of the fighters almost.
Yes.
And also, if you want two of them, then that Boba has, then you've got that. Just buy one, buy another. Yeah. You got both of them to flank him.
Yeah. And again, going back to it, to be the TVC advocate, it fits into the Book of Boba Fett throne room, of which we have very few Book of Boba Fett figures to populate.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's multifaceted. Not only is he green, not only has he got his big old man nips hanging out, but he's it's fit for purpose.
Fucking MVP of the show, though, man. Like, how many times I mean, it's arguably not a good thing to see Boba Fett being saved by the naked pig people more than once in his own program, but they earn their fucking.
That's argument enough for the naked pig people to be action figures.
Can I also make a defense for the naked pig people as well? Just a moment, because the amount of bitching I heard about the costume
on the box.
Let's give some loving for the big lads, but loads of people are like, in Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian, why are the pig guards from Return of the Jedi skinny? Because they're different. They're not the same. They look by a different person. Jabba overfed them probably and had them as sluggish as possible to keep them under his pocket.
To counter that point, in that case, why is Bib Fortuna so goddamn fat?
That's it.
Because he's been enjoying himself. He's been living life as the daimyo of Tatooine for the longest time. He's just been gluttonous. Whereas there you go. That's the in-canon explanation. They saw what Bib Fortuna became and thought, I don't want any part of that. I'm gonna start looking after myself. And clearly they didn't skip leg day. So
they bloody didn't. You could crack walnuts between them, couldn't you?
Yeah. Oh, I've upset Sea Lion Studios. He says, really, that Gamorrean? Well, it was either this or the Moped crew, mate, so...
You leave the mods alone. I'll fucking fight anyone that's got something to say about them. That's a promise. That's a fucking promise. We'll come to that in a future stream.
I was going to say, you say this, but then you didn't pick them, so that's why I threw them in the intro.
Not for this, Steve. Ooh.
That's why I threw them in the intro, because I thought they need some form of representation, and I needed to throw people off.
Without their shiny Vespers, they are nothing.
No, but no, I think that I don't care. It's a naked pig man. So what? It's cool, and like I said, it's just an excuse to populate that book of it. I'm gonna like this should have been a character on a TVC wish list in hindsight.
A challenger has appeared. Sorry,
because yeah.
Scad. I can't name the other ones in the back of my head, but Scad, I know that's the one that does the cool little fucking gun twist thing. Like,
You know when somebody says, what's like your favourite book you've ever read, and then suddenly you forget every book you've ever read.
It was a nice try, guys.
Yeah, we tried. Gave it our best. Well, Dan did, but well, that's enough about my naked pig people. Like I said, I can't argue any more than I already have done. Like I said, cool black. I'll die on the hill that the Gamorrean Guard from Return of the Jedi is still one of the best Black Series figures ever made.
100%.
So if this, it's obviously not going to be anywhere near as good. It's going to be a lot more green, but let's just get it out there. But I am gonna revert and jump the fence and play the other side and say that this would make for a better TVC figure than Black Series, just because you've got the playset there that it would sit right at home.
Yeah.
And that
The
set
playset that they've made no Book of Boba Fett figures to go with, Steve.
You what? Sorry, James.
The playset that they've made no Book of Boba Fett figures to go with.
Other
well,
than
besides Boba Fett and Fennec.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Chrysanthemum, Black
Precisely.
Croissant.
Yeah. Exactly.
Chrysanthemum's Chrysanthemum, though, isn't he? I mean,
Yeah.
like, where's my food? Disney did it, but where's my food droid? Even, fuck me, I'm not doing well with names today, am I?
Matt Berry's droid. Matt Berry's droid.
Matt Berry's droid, is
88.
it? 88?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even that's a Return of the Jedi release. They didn't have the bollocks put it out under Book of Boba Fett, even though we all know they love putting it out under new media when they can. Yeah.
Wait,
well,
didn't 88 get a vintage collection release?
It did, and I've got it, and it's on my Book of Boba Fett shelf. But they packed it into the 90 quid Jabba attachment for your playset.
Yeah.
That's where I saw it. I knew they'd done one because I was like, I'm sure they did it, but as a Return of the Jedi release.
Where's my Danny Trejo Rancor Keeper?
Yes. Yeah.
Come on.
That's a figure that could have been included with a Haslab Rancor if it ever got made, but be that as it may, that's another conversation.
Yeah.
James, your pick is probably the most valid of the three.
Yes.
Book of Boba Fett, like,
come on. Now, I only chose I used the loophole to my advantage here because, you know, she's prominently featured in The Mandalorian more so than Book of Boba Fett, although a role in that is rather significant. Both scales, right? I'm going to support both scales from the start with this, simply because in Black Series, we've got the pit droids, we've got R5, we've even got the fucking BD droid, we've got 700 Grogus, so where's Peli? Come on, is there a problem? Is it Amy Sedaris? Will she not sign over her likeness rights? Does she not like toys being made of her? What's the crack?
We've got the N1 as well. We've got the.
Is there a Funko Pop? Don't know.
Yes, there is.
R5 as well. The pit droids. We've got them.
Yeah, that's what I mean, man. We've got everything but the article herself. We've the N1, like you say, the vehicle that she pieces together for Mando. That exists in TVC.
Yeah.
I said from the start, if they did an M1 in vintage, she should have been the pack-in figure, not another Mandalorian.
Yeah. See, I'd have said, this is what I was just about to touch on, because I'd have said the Mandalorian probably does need to be the pack-in figure, purely because if you're a casual collector, I'll make that case. If you're a casual collector and you've not picked up any of the previously released TVC Mandos, then if you're picking up his vehicle, you want to get the figure as soon as you get the vehicle. That's one of the things that in the dying days of, you know, good old days Hasbro, when they were releasing figures, I missed pack-in figures. And when they used to do it as like a special treat for an exclusive now and again, it really used to wind me up because I was like, every vehicle that is ever released should come with a figure. Yeah, Power of the Force 2 being a prime example. You bought an A-Wing, you got an A-Wing pilot.
Yeah.
I know they
I'll give you that. Well, I'll count.
But there should have been two packing figures in that vehicle.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the price they charged for it were absolutely astronomical.
Well, yeah.
Although you can get it relatively cheap now on SAF.
I've got an argument to say about that. It should have come with the R5 droid.
Yeah.
Not even on a vintage card. Just have it in it, you know.
Yeah. Interchangeable head, so you could swap the dome out for the droid
head.
Yeah. But no, Peli needs a figure.
Absolutely, man. I mean, it's probably not the last time we're going to see her either.
Nah, I think she'll pop up in the movie.
I know a lot of people aren't too keen on the character, to be fair, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, exactly. It's just comedy relief. It's something to change up the attitude. It makes your serious characters seem more serious.
Yeah.
But she's important to the story. And if we're talking about the Black Series, you know, it's important to have these characters to flesh out the collection and to just be displayed next to other characters. And we've literally got everything from everything, but we've got every character that she sort of appears with for a good chunk of time, other than her. I'm not lobbying for a Toro Calican figure.
No,
that's a glub shitter that can remain in the garbage.
That's not a glub shitter. That's a glub shit.
But absolutely overdue. Completely. Loads of decent customs out there. Land Speeder Luke famously made like is it a 3D print of the head where it's got the welding mask or something? I don't know.
Yeah,
if you're still watching, did you make that? Did you paint it? I can't remember, mate. It's been bloody ages since you did that one, but I know you did it. But I do want, everybody would want the figure with the likeness, the proper face.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy accessories, you got all your different tools. Throw in the Jawa blaster that she uses. Throw in the fucking one prep that she's chasing around the hangar bay.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Bag of coins, meat on a stick, you name it, man. I mean,
you could go with some really fun accessories with this one, though. Let's be honest. That's the thing. It's a simple figure. Just pack in little bits with it, and that would fill out the packaging lovely.
The fact that they got really lazy with that deluxe Black Series set and repacked R5D4 with pit droids and with BD instead of just releasing this as a figure and giving all those packing accessories to this character, that would have been so much better and much more of an incentive to actually pick that set up if it had got something remotely new in it. It's still sitting, I don't know if you've seen it, Dan, but it's still sat in our local game at 39 quid.
Oh my God.
I'm like, try harder.
Mine too. It shuts down in a couple of months. I don't know if you're...
Because they're still charging 39 quid for it.
Well, quick bit of news for anybody. I think all game stores in the UK are shutting down unless they're a concession. That's my understanding.
God, that's sad times.
Yeah.
When you say a concession, you mean the ones that are packed inside Sports Direct?
Yeah, that's
all we've got anyway. So
right. I've actually got a proper shop still. It's a shame, really, but tangent. Never mind.
It started off so promising. Remember, like 3 or 4 years ago, when like all the Andor figures popped up there, and all the exclusive stuff was coming in really, really cheap. It was like, holy shit, Gamer actually doing some, like, their fingers are on the pulse. Like they're tapping into my wants and needs, and now it's like you go in and it's like, oh, they've got an Epic Heroes pre-Vizsla, they've got a Holiday K2SO, and they have a £6 Force Awakens TVC Finn. Wow, I'm spoiled for choice.
Hey, I got Morgan Elsbeth for £3. That's gone on my Thrawn shelf. That was a vintage collection buy. I was more than happy to buy at that price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say her accessories alone from other figures had cost about £3, so you got a bargain there.
It's funny. The only time in the last however many years I've seen a new wave of figures on shelf as being in game, and it was the vintage collection wave that had the repack axe woves that pissed me off to high heaven that still bought, and the Mines of Mandalorian, and then the Beach Ball Grogu. Like they were somehow in there the week of release on the shelf for the normal price. Fuck knows. Like I say, it was very promising. The manager in my local, I know him rather well. Wayne, good mate. He went to one of them Hasbro conferences, and I believe like this was when Brandon was over in the UK still working him. I could be wrong, but he seems to. This is the story I've been told. Person called Brandon, so unless there's multiple. Are you a clone, Brandon? Are you there? Anyway, and it was when they were showcasing things like the big Starkiller set and some of the fancy Pulse exclusive things, and I think the understanding was that maybe eventually these would be offered to Game as like a high street partner, and then that was after the Sports Direct merge, and then I think Fraser bought them out. It went through a load of shit, as we can all assume and see for ourselves. It didn't happen, which is a shame. But
I mean, I might be completely wrong in saying this, but whenever I see like store reports from the US, like people over there, like I've only ever been to one in my life, and it was the one in Times Square in New York. So maybe I'm gauging it completely unrealistically, but GameStop always seems to be quite a hot spot for figures and new releases and stuff. And it's such a shame that like HMV, which I would argue is probably our GameStop equivalent, and places like Game have never really sort of matched that. Because HMV, you go on HMV's website and their inventory of online stock is just four. Yeah. But then you go into the store and it's like, There
was a period where they were actually getting, like Game, they were getting some good stuff in.
Yeah.
And then no one was buying it because they were just overbuying the stuff that no one's going to pick up.
Yeah.
And it just died off, didn't it? Yeah, it died off and it's just sat there to peg warm, as it's still doing now.
Yeah. It was
Back
really
when I dabbled in Marvel Legends, I had to school an employee in HMV about street dates because they'd significantly passed and they still refused to put them on the shelves. I was like, well, I'd like to buy one, and I know that the street date was last week, so I suggest you get your manager or go in the back and find me this product. Thank you.
Hey.
Fun times. Yeah, we learned what you were saying, Steve. We learned the fucking hard way when we were in Manchester, eh, Dan?
Yes.
It was dire in that HMV, absolutely dire. I won't be surprised if they go under next.
Well, they've been on the verge numerous times, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
It's like, oh, we're going to wall, we're going into liquidation, but someone saved us, and now we're going to liquidation again, but someone saved us. They're bloody lucky. They're the luckiest shop in UK high street retail. It's got to be said. But like Seth says, all UK stores have for Black Series is Tumbleweed and Crickets. That character actually made the cut for our next wish list. Because we said, well, actually, no, he didn't because he's peg warming that fucking much.
Oh, wow.
Gave a great soundbar in a charity store last week. Maybe that's time. Maybe that's what it's come to. UK collecting has come to the point where
poor Salbar.
We're checking the Oxfams. Oh, dear. But yes, Pelimoto, valid point.
Yeah,
valid
Maker, get it done.
Bosh. Big Pelly Bosh. Dan, your Book of Boba Fett pick, please.
Okay, so before I talk about this one, I was going to say another sort of... What's the word I'm looking for? We've already done it. I'm being thick, I'm sorry. Bear with me. Honorable mention. So I picked this one because Aliens, but I think looking back now, I should have probably maybe picked another one because there's a very good case for it. So I'm just going to say it here. I think that we should have got or should get a better Boba Fett, because the Boba Fett that we got is not Book of Boba accurate. It's not a Book of Boba Fett accurate Book of Boba Fett. Would
you like a little tidbit on that, Dan? Just to
go on.
Fennec
tell me the story.
Fennec Shand and the Throne Room Boba Fett figures that were released in Boba Fett packaging were originally designed to come out in Mandalorian packaging. And one of those Disney Plus specials where they actually, dedicated a little episode to Hasbro and figure development. I don't know which show it was. I can't even fucking remember the name, but I watched it and I saw it. And you can see someone at Hasbro working on the spine art, and it's fucking yellow, not green.
Oh, those cheeky fuckers! It
lines up with the Mando figures, like the mural. It was the same for the Bad Batch figures. They got Hunter and Crosshair out stupidly fast in Bad Batch boxes, but they were initially intended to be Clone Wars releases. That's why they came so quick, and that's why there's a cancelled Echo from Season 7. Do continue, my friend. Sorry.
No, that makes a lot of sense. So thank you for this information.
It's good to have him on board, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? It's a wealth of knowledge. But yeah, I think for me, we've got a Book of Boba. I'm fine with that Book of Boba Fett, but when I've reflected, we should have an updated Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Now,
Do you know what? Sorry to interrupt you, Dan.
No, fine,
it's a valid point, and I was wondering whether one of us was going to bring it up because I've put out a couple of polls leading up to this stream over on YouTube and over on Instagram, and asked what characters do you, the public, want to see from Book of Boba Fett, from Mando, all that sort of stuff. And one of the recurring answers that people kept saying was a Book of Boba Fett accurate Daimyo Boba Fett, because the way that he was released in Black Series was not how he looks in the Book of Boba Fett. And it's not until you really for a casual fan, you're not going to notice those differences. But
yeah, that's where I'm at, because I'm fine with it.
If you've got the toytism, then it's gonna kick in, and
it's
a totally valid point.
And I think, if they were to do him, give him the soft goods like
TVC got one, so why can't Black Series?
Yeah, that's it.
That's actually really good.
We can play that game too. No, it is. It's a fucking solid figure. I've actually gone the other route, and I know you've got your 3D printed throne for your Black Series Boba Fett. I've got a 3D printed throne for my TVC one, which I still haven't painted. So I will get around to that at some point. I might do it this weekend, actually. I've got some time to myself. I might nip to Hobbycraft in the morning and go and grab myself a spray can and get that thing finally painted up. Have a little DIY crafty day. Why not?
Yeah.
But yeah,
and watch the joy of miniature painting while you do it for some inspiration.
Oh, shameless little
plug there. Little plug. Go on.
But yeah, talk us through this one then, because this is a solid choice.
Yeah, with Boba Fett out of the way, because I think that should just be a given at this point. Garsa Flip. Yeah. I think this would just be such a cool figure to have, because it's an alien. I love aliens. I'm a big fan of aliens. But to have someone as regal as this, as fabulous as this on my shelf, to go, she's a pretty prominent character throughout the series. And it's kind of sad what happens to her, But it's just a sexy Twi'lek. I'm gonna put it out there. That's it. She's just it's a nice, sexy Twi'lek, and that'll be cool to have on my shelf. And let's be honest, and if you're denying it, you're lying to yourself. It would make a fabulous addition.
Which costume would you go for? Because obviously I've narrowed your options by just picturing one, but she's got a whole ensemble in the show. So
does. I'd probably go for this one, just because how regal it is. I don't know, accessories you can pack in, some little glasses maybe. I'd even go as far to say, if you wanted to deluxify it, put in some of the droids, the little drummer droid, because you've got the sculpt for it. Just, do it.
Like imagine that upscaled.
Yeah.
Black Series.
That's it.
Every single one of them bad boys.
That's
one of my favorite droids in the entirety. Like, it's up there with R2 in the drinks tray, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That little drummer droid.
Or what I was also going to say, in JCC 22224 has pointed out, get that done.
There you go. If we can have naked pig people, we can have the naked Twi'leks as well.
They were a right nod to Knights of the Old Republic as well, because Twi'leks do the jiggy if you pay for them. As you Darth Revan or Darth Revan, he goes into like this like criminal underlords thing, and he's got like these servants like, hello, would you like to? And if you mean you can be a character, you get to choose what you do. You can be like no or yes. I'll leave the thought to you. What I said, obviously, I did the noble thing.
No, really? I thought you'd have gone and got your Monday rubbed.
That's what you can think. Whatever you like. Dirty filthy pigs. That's the thing you can do in Knights of the Old Republic. So put in some like hunky Twi'lek servants that will polish your helmet, and include the helmet while you're at it. It's fun for all the family. Wow, God, I'm an animal. No, what I'm saying is, I think she'd just be a really good figgy. You know, she can tell. You can tell Chrysanthemum. Don't rip that Trandoshan's arms off, please. Does it anyway.
You know what? Do you know
Gotta
what?
do it anyway.
Do it anyway. Multi-pack it and put one of them goofy Trandoshans in there as well with the big eyes. That's like the deer in headlights Trandoshan. That's the one I want to see. That's the one I really want.
There's so much potential for it. There you go.
Just to springboard off your droid pack upscale, Steve. I know it's not the justice that our boy deserves, and this will please the guys out of the basement. But what about Max Rebo? Come on,
hell yeah,
yeah.
You know he should be in the Return of the Jedi box with the rest of the band. But just to mention him, you know. Hit it, Max.
Well, he does look ever so slightly different in Book of Boba Fett, so there is.
Yeah, he looks a little bit skinnier, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a little bit weird.
It's just a trend, and anybody that was associated with Jabba used to just get fed really well.
It's the trauma. It's the food tax that Bib Fortuna put on everyone.
Well, he wanted it all. I was going to say, he'd ate the lot. Fucking hell. Yeah, no, I've got to agree, C-Line. Yeah, that Max Rebo puppet in Book of Boba Fett was a little bit janky.
Blue guy looks like an elephant.
Topical. He was on the fat jabs.
It's either that or Max Rebo was listening to Lizzo. You know.
Oh, as if no one picked Lizzo for their Mandalorian pick.
Bombardier and her was going to be a real tempted little cheeky, but I didn't want to rage bait, so you know.
Oh, you should have rage baited. We love rage bait.
Again, I must just be Star Wars deluded at this fucking point, but I don't mind that episode either.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Count Dooku was a visionary.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'd have a figure of him. He was Christopher Lloyd in the Black Series.
Yeah, I'd take Christopher Lloyd over Lizzo.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. I think it's a valid pick all the same. So enough Monday rubbing.
Said with such conviction.
Well, it's tough to move on.
Lucy, so was I.
It's tough
just
to move on.
Like,
we should have just finished that off on this one. No, I'm just opening it up. Ahsoka. Let's move on.
Let's move on to Ahsoka. Come on.
I've cheated. First and foremost, I've cheated.
Of course you have.
I'm not picking one. I'm making a case for all three. It can be a multi-pack. You can do them individually. I don't care. I want Night Sister representation in my collection. I want the Great Mothers.
Yes.
Ahsoka. Yep. Do it how you want, Hasbro, because they all look fire. Every single one looks class. You know, preferably don't make this a Knight of Ren situation where we end up with one and they're just there and look lonely. Like, finish. Like, if you do one, do the other two. One as a mainline, do one as a 2-pack. That's fine as well. But we need these.
Could you do it as an interchangeable head? No, the costume underneath's different for all of them. But could you get away with just doing interchangeable heads on them?
You could, but I think we're giving Hasbro too much credit in terms of
just make a 3-pack.
Yeah, either 3-pack or, like I said, one
devil's advocate,
release. one main pack, one mainline release, and 1 2-pack. I would be really, really happy with that. But yeah, I just love. I'd go for that. And again, I've done it like with the mods. I've done it this time around as well. I've completely forgotten each of their names. But I'd go, if I had to pick one, I'd go for the one in the middle, just because she's the most. They all look like Night Sisters, obviously, but she's the one that you look at her and you think, yeah, you look like a Night Sister. That's something we'd have seen in Clone Wars. She's got the look, and she's played by the woman from Babylon 5, which is was like, I couldn't believe that when I found that out. I used to watch that religiously after The Simpsons as a kid on BBC Two. Let's have it. Let's have. I want all three, but yeah.
Definitely.
If you want another random fact, the lady on the left played Jackie in The Walking Dead. That's any.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
She stayed at the CDC at the end of season 1 and blew herself up.
Oh, is that her?
Mm.
Oh, it's mad. I'd have never recognised her. I know exactly what you mean. I'd have never pinned her down as being that character. That's mad. I learn something new every day. I love having you here, James. It really is like it's just such a treat because when I feel like I'm letting the side down, I'm like, I don't know anything about these characters or these shows or this fandom. I don't know why I'm here.
Dan said something similar in Manchester. Like I was just like a vessel of random information that was like too deep to be casual.
Yeah, it really was.
It's class. I'm here for it. Like I'm one of those people. Like when we're watching a movie, Carol said to me, she'll be like, what other movies have they been in? And I'll be like, oh, well, that is so and so. Remember the actor's name, even though I've seen him in one other thing, and then I'll reel off their entire filmography. But like I said, when it comes to Star Wars shows that I've only watched once, I'm like, bleh. So it's good to have you on board. Like I said, I like it.
I'd also say it's
like a little walking, talking Wikipedia page on his life.
That'll do, mate.
It's a bit of a testament to the costume designers, though, because they've masked who that person actually is.
Mm.
You know, so you're not just sat there like, oh, that's who that is. Because I wouldn't have. Yeah,
I didn't recognize any of them. Like I said, the chick from Babylon 5, I was like, what? That's her? No way. But now I know. I can't unsee it. That's the one. There we go. Clouds. Thank you very much, Claudia Black. Oh no, was she not in Babylon 5? I thought she was in Babylon 5 as well. Am I making that up?
Fucking hell, Farscape. That's a throwback.
I'm sure she was in Babylon 5 as well. I'm a fake fan of a completely different franchise. No, CLR, no, we can't because that would defeat the object of doing a Mandoverse stream. Sorry, mate. If you don't like it, you can turn it off.
Nothing wrong with Ahsoka. Get out of here.
That's it.
I would really like these because they would go on my throne shelf, and my throne shelf's very full, but I still want them.
Do you know what, Dan? I picked them for you, mate. I didn't pick them for myself. I just picked them for you because I know you'd want them. No, but it's true. We've not had Night Sisters in the Black Series. We've not even had a Night Sister in TVC. The closest we've come is the Clone Wars Mother Talzin, and that's a crime. Like they play such an integral part, not just in Ahsoka, but in the saga as a whole. And we really do need, like, the fact that we never got any of the undead zombie Night Sisters as action figures is still mind-blowing to me. So this is just like a perfect opportunity to get some Night Sister love out in the toy line.
Tell you what,
I know how you release these. I've figured it out. Like you said, Steve, one main line, but then you do a 3-pack. You put the other 2 in it, and then you give us Morgan Elsbeth where the 4 Night Sister powers and the Sword of Talzin.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was about to say. Well, in terms of the sword, but no.
Hasbro would love that because it means they get to reuse a figure that just like slept on store shelves for the last 2 years.
Yeah. Easy retool / repaint as well. So, but no, I think
the underbody could be that. They could use any book for.
Well, yeah, I was just about to say because that's one of the recurring themes with Black Series at the minute is reuse, and I'm absolutely here for it when it's done in the right way. Reuse is a powerful tool, and I'm happy for it when it's done right. This would be a prime example of reuse done right because everything that's underneath the robes could be reused. No one would notice. It'd be absolutely fine. In terms of action figure execution, with this one, I'd go with mixed materials again, because I don't think plastic would do, like 100% plastic would do these figures justice. I feel like you need that flowing material and that, that more mystic aspect.
I think you do like the soft goods skirt and then have like the middle sash be plastic, like how we've seen on like Shaq T.
Ventress. Yeah,
Ventress Sturt. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. Even go the extra mile and just wire it so you can get it all posed up. That'd be sick, wouldn't it? Like it's proper soft goods cape or robe, wired cape robe, and then just like have them all mystical and magical and witchy and shit. Oh man.
One speed of Luke's skin's crawling with all this talk of soft goods.
I don't give a shit. I will advocate for soft goods until the cows come home because I still really like it when it's done right.
Yes.
When it's not done right, you get figures like Chancellor Palpatine.
Yeah.
Hot take, maybe, but I don't like it. It looks naff. It should have been plastic. So I will agree with
I've changed my mind about that because when we first spoke about that, I was like, it doesn't look that bad, and now I've seen pictures from the film more, and I'm like, all the fucking detail and
exactly. This is what I said. This is what I said. But mixed media, like I said. I think paint apps for real would go hard on these figures. Like accessory wise, again, if you like we were saying earlier with the 2-packs and the multi-packs and what they are capable of when it comes to those, like we saw it with the Jedi Survivor set. Go to town on the accessories, get the the star map in there, fucking weird like the effects that we saw with Merrin and stuff like that. Just all of it. Go to town. And it'd be, even though they're from different media, it would be a very nice accompany piece to the recent Black Series Merrin figure. If you go that route of blending your displays.
We could take parts from this and either make the Fallen Order version of Merrin or do a Mother Talzin from the Clone Wars. Once they've got this in their arsenal, it's got multiple uses. It's it's definitely money worthy for Hasbro.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's just long overdue as well. Like I said, we need they've played a massive role in so many shows over the years. Why not do it now? Like I said, there's that obsession and that probably not so much unconscious bias, but they love releasing stuff from current media. Kills two birds with one stone because you've still got the characters, but from one of the more recent shows.
Yeah. I don't think we've seen the last of them either.
Absolutely not. There's a story to be told there as well. Because I don't know about you guys, unless I've missed something, I'm still sat there like, how did Thrawn and these guys get together? I want that story being told. I know it's probably through like some connection with. I've missed it, haven't I?
Yeah, that's through Morgan. Yeah, because she's still technically a Night Sister, so they commune with her across the galaxy.
But how did these guys
find the map and all of that?
How did these guys get away from the destruction on Dathomir? Like,
or have they been away?
Why did they get there?
Yeah,
I still think it's got something to do with the Zepho.
Yeah,
big history with the Zepho and the Night Sisters.
There's a lot of nods to it on the temple, isn't there?
Powerful beings. Yeah, that's it. There's Zepho glyphs on the temple.
Yeah,
something for a comic book or a video game.
Yep, there's a story to be told.
More Thrawn.
It is not bad storytelling, Sea Lion. Go away. Stop
if
being
you think
negative.
so, it's like, I know we're all entitled to our own opinion, and Sea Lion, we love having you around, mate. Honestly,
we do.
But Ahsoka ain't bad storytelling, man. Like, if you think, like, I will die on. There's another hill I'll die on. I love my hill. if you think Ahsoka is bad storytelling, like fundamentally, not just as a general opinion, then you're just lacking an understanding somewhere.
Ooh.
I don't mean that as like a horse. No, I don't make Steve. Come on, man. You're making me out to be the bad guy here. I'm just saying. It's
I'm like the Night Sisters. I'm like the witches. I love stirring the pot.
We haven't
can hear the witches.
We haven't seen the story unfold yet, so we can't all judge. If Ahsoka wasn't for you, that's cool. But we've not seen it all play out. We haven't seen the master plan unfold.
Yeah.
So
that's it.
There we go. Let's just
you're in the middle, Dan.
I'm the Bendu. I'm the Bendu. I'm the one in the middle.
Can't argue more than that. James, then we'll move on to you, mate. Let's because I feel like this is another one of those. It's like covers a multitude of sins. I'm curious. I'm curious to get your reasoning behind this one though, because this is almost like when you suggested this one, I was like, yeah, 100%. But, and you'll probably know what my but is going to be, but like, talk us through it, man. I'm really curious to get your thought process behind it, because other than one glaring like reasoning for it,
well, it's different.
Oh, it's Malibu Stacy, but with a new hat on.
Well, this was my pick for Ahsoka. One, because it was the last pick I typed in the chat, and Dan beat me by 2 minutes with his pick, which was the one I wanted. It's all right, mate.
I think I did the same with Steve, because Steve picked the nuts. She was like, oh, shit! What can I do?
And 2, surprisingly, we've had almost, every figure that I would want to see from the Ahsoka series and Black series. But I know the question that you're wondering, Steve. Why do I want this when we've had the Clone Wars release of Ahsoka? Completely different. Because I see it all the time. Again, I see it online. Oh, we don't need that. We've got it. We just had that. We haven't. That was the outfit from the Clone Wars. This, technically, even though it's rather visually similar now, is the retconned outfit from season 1 and 2 of the Clone Wars put into live action. It's a slight adjustment of what we see in Tales of the Jedi. Yeah. Whereas they went from the tube top to what we see in Tales, and then from Tales they made it a one-piece outfit instead of having the slight cut around the midsection. That, and it's a completely different figure to have because it's the likeness of Ariana Greenblatt. Completely new sculpt. It would have to be. I don't think you could reuse anything, because with that previous one, despite being Black series and it touching on realism here and there, it is, rather overly animated in style and proportion. So we need this. It would have the one lightsaber because she doesn't have 2 at this point. And we've had Anakin and we've had Rex. So we need to complete that trifecta of the 3 of them.
Yeah.
That's very important in regards to the storytelling with those characters throughout all of the different Star Wars shows they appear in together. But it's also important for the Ahsoka line as a whole to have this version and even the Siege of Mandalore version, again, because it's vastly different to the other one we've received in years previous. It's a huge episode about Ahsoka's trials and tribulations and, coming to grips with failure and learning things. And I think that if it was important enough to show on the program in such a visual and connective way, then it's worthy of being displayed that way on the shelf, whether we've got similar figures or not. Like it's like collecting autism. For me, it needs to be right, and it needs to be like this. That and the fucking Hot Toy figure slaps. It's amazing. So we're not going to get a 6-inch scale Hot Toy by any means, but great figure. Lovely little scene. I want it on my shelf. Want it done right. Let's finish it off. Let's get it out of the way.
Yeah. No, 100% agreed. I mean, you've covered everything that I was going to ask there, to be fair, because when you picked this one, I was like, all right, I'm on board, because obviously my main takeaway from your pick was the redone likeness. I knew that was going to be the given, but then until you broke it down, I completely forgot about the subtle changes to the costume. So that would have been, until you covered it, that would have been one of my questions to you, would have been like, in terms of execution, then would you give Hasbro the pass on reusing the body from the previous Ahsoka and just slapping a new head on it? But now you've broke that down. Yeah, now you've broke it down, and again, now you've refreshed my memory regarding the differences and the subtle changes. Like, yeah, I'm here for it, man. I will argue that this should have been the figure released in the... Well, it it wouldn't because it's a Clones of the Republic 2-pack, so it wouldn't have made sense. But it would have made more sense to me to release this character with the Anakin that they've done in the 2-pack instead of just rehashing that ancient Phase 2 Rex that is an absolute travesty and should not have happened. But be that as it may, it is what it is. I think an Anakin. Imagine an Anakin and Ahsoka 2-pack. Like, that'd have been one for the convention circuit, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, any format really. I know what you're saying. It'd be nice to have it in a presentation box, similar to what they're doing with the Mace and the Palpatine set.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not. It's something different in terms of packaging. It's for that particular moment, that scene. I'd take that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, slap it in Mainline for me. It might not do that well, but Ahsoka's Ahsoka. If they feel they need to reissue the last one to go with Barriss and the Temple Guard, it did sell well, right? It goes for a lot of money until that reissue come about. So. Yeah, let's have another one. Let's have 2 more. Fuck it. Give me the Siege of Mandalore one as well, and I'll buy that.
Yeah, I think that one does need a redo because again, like we're talking about the reuse, like that relied heavily on the Rebels stuff.
I think I know when we'll get that one, but I'm not sure it'll be an Ahsoka version one. I think it'll still be a Clone Wars styled one, and I think we'll get it with either a reuse of the Clone Wars Maul or a slightly updated version with the Mandalorian throne and the shattered window, and it'll be in whatever they call in the dual line. I don't know what you want to call it. That's my assumption. Anyway, I'll also take the brand new Anakin again. Put it in an Ahsoka box, red lightsaber. Maybe that's a way to get the dark side head from the exclusive set out. To the general public, because it serves a purpose there. It's not just, here's a way you can have it. That's how he was in that scene. Eyes need to actually be a little more red than yellow for that. That would be accurate. I don't even think you can tell on the figure that much that the precise colour. But it's a good figure. I'll have another one. I know some people haven't even got that one yet, but I'm fucking lobbying for a new one already. Give me the lot. Fuck it.
Absolutely. And I'd take a dark side Anakin because even though it's a great scene in Ahsoka, it'd satisfy my need for an alternative ending of Anakin from the Episode 3 video game.
No,
the galaxy belongs to me.
You've got no idea how fucking perfect that was, Steve.
It's so good.
Was it good?
Somebody voice cut the shit out of that and get it on Instagram. My God, that was spot on.
Dub it over the scene as well.
That was spot on.
That's going in my if I am lucky enough to get out. In fact, no, not if I'm lucky enough to get one. Someone should send me one for that. Like if I am lucky enough to get the SDCC set, that is the intro for that review.
Oh please!
Oh mate, that was fantastic.
I cannot wait to watch this back.
I've just clocked Mr. JCCC 224. Can you just bring his comment up, mate?
Yes.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Oh yes.
Because when you talk repacks and repaints and retools, like Vaughn,
that's the one we need.
That's the one. That's not the one we need. It's the one we want. It's the one that we deserve.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The goodest boy.
I wondered the other day, now that we're getting a new Jango Fett, whether we'll see some new versions of the Mandalorians from Clone Wars. Bit too soon for a pre-Vizsla, but some of the ones from season 7, perhaps. Brand new body and all.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so.
God, Saxon, please.
Yeah. 100%. That brings us to our final mainline pick. So, Dan, your choice from Ahsoka. Tough act to follow, but left field. I wasn't expecting this to be one of your picks. I'm keen to get your reasoning. So
yeah, so I went for Jason Syndulla because Steve picked mine. No, it was actually, I was glad that Steve picked mine because I deep down did want to pick this one because it's a live action Jason. We've been waiting to see this character as long as we've been waiting to find out what's happened to Ezra and Thrawn ever since the last season of Rebels. And okay, the animated look of Jason is I want to say a little bit unhinged. It did catch me slightly by surprise when I saw it. I'm sure as many other people might have experienced the same when they saw that episode. I'm kind of cool with it now, but it was a little bit, so that's what the kid would look like. No, this is my Jason Syndulla. I love the details on his outfit, just because he's got the shoulder pad, Kanan's shoulder pad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like a little bit of a tribute to that. I love the scenes with him where he's playing with Chopper. Like, it kind of hit me so much how much I really liked Rebels as a series with the little interactions and scenes you have with this character. Like, you don't really spend that much time with him on screen, like interacting, where he's talking to people. He's just kind of off in the background doing his thing. Other than the big scene that he appears in, where obviously it's him here in the ocean and Ahsoka fighting.
Massively integral.
Massively integral.
I agree with you, Dan. I agree with you. Like, argument to be made. Ahsoka may have died without, his accurately attuned connection to the Force.
Yeah.
And it's a continuation of that legacy as well, isn't it? It's like we haven't got an opportunity to see maybe through flashbacks, but we haven't got an opportunity to see a live action Kanan. So this is like
it's Kanan living through him, essentially.
Yeah.
And that's the nice thing about it,
I love that when people question season 1, particularly the part when they're like, well, if you've got somebody Force sensitive that, his mom obviously knows this, and Hu Yang knows this, why you're not using this kid, why you're not prepping him for what's to come, in a sense like that. That's why Hu Yang says no, because that's Ezra's job, and Ezra's not there at that point. Like, when Ezra gets back, Ezra will train Jason just as Kanan trained him, and that's where you'll get.
Yeah,
it's Kanan. It's Kanan through that lineage now, in a way, teaching his son.
Oh my god! Yes,
we got close because we got the photo on the Ghost dashboard.
Yeah. He doesn't want to do it though, does he? He always says like it fucking dilutes. He's very Liam Neeson about it all. How it dilutes his sacrifice in a way, which I agree with. I'd be fine if this is like the one character we don't see.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, isn't it? Sometimes it's not what it's about what you don't see rather than what you see. So yeah, I'd be all right with never seeing Kanan in live action purely because it just adds that. It's like what we were talking about earlier with the oversaturation. It just makes stuff feel a bit more special.
Yeah,
so I'm here for that. I do like Sea Lion's point as well, though, because that's another thing I was going to mention about him being a sort of mainline release and released by himself.
Yes,
potential peg warmer, but also we know that, and I'm purely just basing that on the fact that all the other kids that Hasbro have released in the Black Series have peg warmed and ultimately ended up at deep discount.
Yeah.
Someone did mention when I put my poll out a while back, asking about Mandoverse characters that people wanted to see in Black Series. Someone did mention Chopper, and I replied with, but we've already seen Chopper. We don't really need another one. The one that we got is pretty definitive. And to which they refuted my comment and said, yeah, but the one that we see in Ahsoka is different to the one that we got in Rebels, so the figures would be different. And I'm like, yep, there it is again. The fake fan in me is kicked in, and yeah, I'd be up for a modification of Chopper with Jason as a 2-pack.
I would say Chopper needs it would be perfect to pack Chopper in with Jason, because Chopper has, I think they could put more articulation points to him now. Like Chopper at the time was a really, that sculpt of Chopper at least was a really, new and innovative figure, because they included so much with him, with the rockets, like the blast off effect.
I love that,
and the interchangeable bits, and also the arms that fold out from his head. I think now that Hasbro have the tooling and sculpt and skills, as evident with the Droideka, I think they could make the head move.
Well, TVC got the proper one, didn't they?
Yeah.
We got shafted. They repacked the Rebels one for no fucking reason. With the first Ahsoka wave, like why? Like, it's a good figure, like I say. It's inaccurate to Ahsoka completely. If they took the TVC one and upscaled it, just gave it articulated arms, that's where it needs to be. Put it in a 2-pack with this, I think people would buy it. Everybody loves Chopper.
100%.
I'd buy it.
Yeah.
A little bit of new, a little bit of old, but slightly new. Like, yeah, retooled and reused done right. I'm here for it.
And to be honest, I think the old Chopper, it wouldn't negate that for my display, at least, because I would actually display it with the rocket, the blast off effect.
Yeah, well, that one goes with your Rebels, right? And then the new one you would have on your Ahsoka shelf.
Yeah, that's it.
I can't wait seeing fucking murder people in season 2. He didn't do very much in this season, but he was still great. But in that Comic-Con, it was Celebration, that concept art trailer that they put out, and he's just behind some great big fucking Gatling gun on that ship. Yeah. I need it so much.
Also, I think they should just release that as the trailer. Don't release that Comic-Con thing. Don't show any footage as the trailer. Let people just experience it. Just release that as the teaser for it and like trailer.
I'm really worried, because it's supposed to release next year, like fall next year, and I'm really worried that Lucasfilm are going to turn around and delay it till 27 so they can promote it at Celebration. Yeah, I really hope they don't. Like, as much as we're all going to try to get to Celebration, if something happens where I can't, I'd be fuming that I wouldn't be able to be a part of Ahsoka when it's like so near and dear to my personal, Star Wars connection in a way. But like you say, I think that's what you do. You keep that as the trailer, or you show very fucking little. If it's just coming out without a big fanfare, without any convention behind it. I've got an issue with trailers, but I won't go into
that. That's the next stream.
I've got issues with lots of things, but
James has issues with movie trailers.
I think I can agree with him. I can probably imagine what he'd say, and I
just don't like it when you watch one and you feel like you've already seen the fucking movie before it's come out. That's my problem. And I didn't necessarily feel it with Ahsoka because they were very limited with what they were showing, but it was during the SAG-AFTRA strikes and all of that business. So what was the biggest thing that we got spoilt about? Which it was a large assumption, but it was no guarantee that we were going to get Hayden back as Anakin. TV spot, there you go, slap bang. Didn't matter whether you watched it or not. The internet, the morning that come out, it was fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
If that was a surprise, fucking hell. I mean, come on.
While we're on the topic, I think it really annoys me as well when an episode releases just in one day and the company starts releasing clips on the same day. I.e., when they showed Thrawn's arrival and I saw it online on my work break, on my lunch break.
It's the now streaming thing, isn't it? With like 30 seconds of stuff. The fuckers for that, man.
Yeah.
I used to go through a massive phase of arguing with people online if I saw something I didn't like, or a page put something up that pissed me off. I'd call them out on it, because at the end of the day, I believe in justice, and if you're not going to stand up for something you believe in, then I think the justice system that we operate under is completely flawed. I sort of stopped doing that for quite a few years. I've kind of started again. But one of my biggest ones was shutting Jedi News down, because every fucking week they would put the episode titles for The Mandalorian out with their post saying, Episode 2 of The Mandalorian titled this is now streaming on Disney Plus, with just a fucking generic poster. I know you're a Star Wars news page, mate, but we don't need you to tell us that the new episode is streaming on that fucking day. And as minor of a spoiler as the titles may be, they are, absent from Disney Plus until you've watched the episode for a fucking reason.
Yep.
Now, the reason I'm saying this is because they fucking put it up. And it was actually for the Book of Boba Fett. It was chapter fucking, what was it? Chapter 6. A stranger from the desert comes a stranger is now. I'm like, that could. The Clone Wars brain went. That could be Cad Bane, but I didn't believe it because I thought I'd be tripping just too much that we'd get him in live action. So fortunately, I went a 10-hour shift at work, not thinking about it and seeing fucking nothing and enjoying the episode, but. There are people out there, and it's happened in other places. I got spoilt about Zeb's appearance in season 3 because fucking Panther Tracks wouldn't vet the comment section on Facebook. Now, I'm not looking for these things, but this was when, I don't know if it still does it, Facebook or whatever, they used to show you the first comment under the post for a period of time. And it was like, oh, great to see everyone's favourite Lasat. And I'm like, oh, cheers, mate.
Yeah.
And the argument that always gets fired back at me as well. Don't go scrolling social media when there's a new episode of Star Wars out. But I should fucking be able to. Social media doesn't exist for you to tell everyone that you've just watched it.
Yeah.
And that's why James now saves his arguments with other people online and comes here to vent through thinly veiled rants at those who want not even remain nameless, because he's just name dropped at least 2 sites that wind him the fuck up. Superb. I'm here for it. It's been a ranty sort of night. I've missed you guys.
Oh, that's all right, Steve.
Hey, I've missed you all too.
Now, good wish list though, guys. Really enjoyed that one. That does sort of put a bow on the Black Series wish list that we've been doing over the past few months. Like I said, we've tackled the Skywalker saga. We've now delved into the realm of Disney Plus and the shows that will not be named for some. But we've done it. We've got through it, and I think we've got if you go back and you watch all these streams, I think there's a pretty nice eclectic mix of characters that would look fantastic on our Black Series shelves. But wait, there's more, because we're not done yet. For our next stream, which will be getting scheduled directly after this, and will be going out on September the 6th, I believe we agreed on. We are going to be sort of riding the coattails of a couple of other content creators out there. So special shout out to Out of the Basement and Luke Ness Monster for providing the inspiration. But for the next stream we're going to do, it's going to be the final wave of the Black Series, because the Black Series is going to end. No, it's not. But we've watched these streams and these videos where those guys have put out their dream scenario for if Black Series was ultimately going to end. What would you want to be your very last wave? Like, what figures, if they were never going to make any more 6-inch figures, would need to be made in that final wave? And I think it's safe to say we've approached it in a slightly different way to the other lads. So there are going to be some...
We cheated.
Yeah. Yeah, but we've added bits. We've not cheated.
Yeah.
We've not cheated. We've added bits.
We've enhanced it.
We have.
The way I justified it, Steve, was imagine that it comes out. Let's say that Hasbro as a corporation is, I don't know, shutting down, or they've been told, right, Black Series, cancel it, you've lost your license. But it happens at the start of the year, and they've already been allocated a full 12-month budget. And they've gone, it's allocated, you've got to spend it before the tax man comes. Final wave of Black Series, bosh, fucking everything. Blown your load, see you later, best way of going.
Yeah.
Because all the guys that are working on it have gone, yeah, let's make a great one, and then hopefully somebody will pick us back up because we've done such a stellar job.
My alternative take on that, for me, that just if we're going to talk about the approach, was, we've got that, we've got lots of money, fuck it, let's just go nuts. I don't even know if they're going to like it, but they're going to have it anyway. It's the end.
The way I've looked at it is that a final wave needs to be a celebration.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
And it doesn't just need to be, because, I mean, you can make the argument that a final wave has to have figures that we've been clamoring for years and that still haven't been made. So 9 Numb, I'm looking at you. Weequay, Skiff Guard. God, there's a ton from the original trilogy that I think everybody's going to be clamoring for and would want to see as part of a final wave. But the approach that I've taken with it is that it's not so much a final wave as it is just, this is my dream assortment of figures and characters with a few little twists and turns along the way. But it's like I said, it's a celebration, and it's going to be. I'm really, really excited to share this next wish list with everyone watching, because I would say it's potentially one of our most creative wish lists we've put together.
Yeah.
We've taken some really deep dives. We celebrate the saga, not just the original trilogy, not just the Mandalorian, not just Clone Wars, but every aspect of the saga is present, if not in one, but in it, if not in all, but at least in one of our wish lists. Like, everyone's covered an area of the saga that they love, the characters that they want to see, and it's just such a great celebration of Star Wars. And I'm so it's possibly, the Power of the Force streams are always going to be amongst my favorites that we've done, but for me, I already know it's going to be my favorite stream that we've ever done, because it is just so eclectic. It's so creative, and it's such a deep dive into the saga. It's not just an opportunity to pitch our favorite characters for the Black Series, but it's just an opportunity to talk about some of our favorite characters, period. Like, it's I can't wait to share it with you. I can't wait. It's going to be so good. And like I said, everyone that's done one of these so far has just done a basic wish list of, this is the wave that I want to see, but we've amplified it.
As is unpredictable. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
As is on steroids.
Yeah.
Well, there's a little behind the scenes information. Normally when we do these, we've come up with our individual lists within a day or so. Couple of hours sometimes. It's not difficult to think up characters to choose.
Yeah.
But this was a good week or more of thinking, because we sort of just removed ourselves from Hasbro's, sort of set routine game plan and how they release things, and just we went all out.
Yeah, because my initial approach was one original trilogy, one prequel, one sequel, one gaming / publishing, one Disney Plus. And I was like, why? Why am I doing this? Why am I confining myself to such strict guidelines and criteria?
Then I came along and kept trying to cheat, because I wanted to have more than one figure.
Influence you.
And pushing, and everyone was like, you know what, Dan? Fuck it, you do what you want for the most part, but we're not letting you have 2 as one choice.
No. Except...
I didn't spoil anything, but, that's what I did do. I was being a cheeky scrub.
Coming soon. But yeah, I'm going to get that scheduled as soon as we go off the air tonight. So yeah, September 6th. believe it's a Saturday, and it will be for us here in the UK a Saturday morning stream. So grab a coffee, relax, and just come and listen to us talk about all these weird and wonderful characters from a galaxy far, far away. It's going to be a good one. So, with that in mind, before we wrap things up, Dan, have you got any content, any recent content that you want to plug, or any content on the way that we can look forward to?
Yeah. So I'm currently working on it's not Star Wars related, which is ironic, but it is Lucasfilm. I've started reviewing the retro collection of Indiana Jones figures.
Nice.
Spoiler alert, they're poo. So I'm going to be absolutely pulling the pants down. I've done the intro. I now need to actually review the figures without absolutely rage quitting, because that's what I've done when I've filmed the actual review element. So we've got the intro filmed. That's about 5 minutes long, maybe. So that's the thing I'm working on tomorrow, and hopefully that'll be up over the weekend if I get my finger out. Don't hold me to that, because I might not actually get it done. What do you think? That's just while there's no new figgies for me to review at the moment. But I did actually just finish this today, as I'll share with you. I don't know if I'm going to do a video on it, but I thought I'll just share it now. Oh, she done did me a scare. It's I've made forget the name. Is it CBM prints? They're on eBay. They listed a Terror Trooper kit, so I thought, that's a bit of me. That is. I was pondering what figure to use, so I used the old Luke Skywalker mold. And I'm proper buzzing with this. There's no waist articulation because his spiny spine's all glued there. But
look at that detail on the back, man.
Yeah, you know what? There's not many mold lines on it either. 3D printing is getting insane nowadays with what people can do. I've not fully finished it because I need to lay down some spray. I also need to put another little antenna there, which is going to be easily done. But yeah, if I was to do this again, I'd definitely do some improvements because the head's a bit. I've had to botch the joint on for the head, and it doesn't really stay on too well. But you know what? As a first try, I might have a go at another one of these again because it was pretty damn easy to do and easy to paint. I only used 3 paints, literally black, a bit of lead belcher, and some yellow. And Bob's your uncle. Bit of cutting, bit of gluing, bit of botching. I had real fun making this. But yeah. It's a terribly scary boy. Hello. So I'm really fucking chuffed with him. It's not perfect, but I'm happy. He's good enough for me.
Class.
Thank you. So yeah, that's the thing I did.
Nice.
That's it.
Here for that. The creativity is strong with you.
Thank you.
Loving it, mate. James, what about you, mate? Any photographs we can look forward to over on Instagram,
yes,
or have
mate.
you got any videos typed up?
There's always lots of sexy figure pictures on Instagram, matey, and especially ones that haven't got the fucking Jet 2 holiday soundtrack attached to them. So if you're adding up of that, my page is for you. Oh boy. Yeah, a bit of the usual. Couple of hot toys have come in. I got the SDCC Black Series sets. Bugger off. You had an opportunity to pre-order it, man, and you were like, no, I'll wait for the standard ones.
No, to be fair, I did go on. When you said it's available for pre-order, I was like, I was staring at it when it still said pre-order.
Oh, no.
And I was like,
you're not the only one.
But I don't know. Something.
Lads, if you never listen to a piece of advice I give you ever again, you fucking need it. You will not regret it.
I need it. I saw it online. I was like, I need it. And then I went online and I was very drunk and I missed out. And that's my own
shadow of a doubt. It is the greatest Black Series release ever. Like, I'm not even, overhyped. I watched the lads out of the basement do their sort of joint review of it today for one of their episodes that they drop. And they said the same thing. Like, I haven't seen anyone with a bad take about it, other than that fucking Rocco the Great idiot on Instagram.
Oh, he's a penis. He can shut up. He does my absolute bouncing. He's never fucking happy, is he? He's got always something to complain about, but also wants to comment that he was in Spider-Man.
Well done.
I'm glad I don't know who this person is, but before we get taken off the air for slander, yeah,
I'm sure he's a lovely guy. He just likes to rage bait and not fitting into it.
Super.
There we go.
Just, lads, you need it. You'll be so happy, honestly.
I know I need it, and it does look like the best Black Series release ever. I just want it for that Anakin because, as we established earlier, the galaxy belongs to me. I can't do it twice.
Oh, Steve.
Yeah,
just to put it in perspective, I got the I got it a little bit early from my Hong Kong seller that I use, but it was the start of this week. I got the Hot Toys Gregor. Long story short, for reasons of autism and just not being happy with it, I literally sold it within a day. But the thought was, fuck me, that Black Series set brought me infinite amounts of joy. Compared to that, I mean, they must have fucking done something right, boys. It's just so good.
I know. Are you going to review it?
Thinking, I don't know.
It's not that good, then.
Yeah, but neither are my fucking reviews, mate. So, come on, I mean...
Hey, you're doing
my reviews only gain traction if I'm one of the first people fucking put them up, and that's the only reason I've made any, because I know this.
Nah, that's my challenge to you. Go and make one on it, and I bet you'll do all right, mate. Don't put yourself down.
It'd just be half an army game. Look at this Anakin figure; it's fucking sick.
That's all you need, mate. That's all you need.
Fucking sick. Maybe we'll see. I say this and then I stress myself out, and CapCut pisses me off. But I hope you can get one, lads. I'll badger you the next time it goes up.
I'll keep my eye.
And I truly hope that anyone out there that hasn't got one, that's really wants one, gets the opportunity to. Because this should not go on closeout next year. Like, it might, but it by all means, it should not. Like, it's that good. It should be selling out, but it should also be a little easier to get.
And if you bought one and you opened it just to resell it on eBay, you're a see you next Tuesday. Because I've seen one on eBay, and that's what someone's done, and they've put it up for bidding. So why have you done that? Why have you even bothered? Touch grass.
I mean, the first person to put one on eBay put it up for 400 quid. So
yeah, they fucking did.
Same applies.
Do you know what? It's not for people, not for the nice guys out there, but it's for people like that. I hope it does hit clearance.
Yes,
because get in the sea. But
yeah, fucking ninnies.
If it's a sign of things to come, though, I'm very excited for the future of the Black Series when it comes to fresh and innovative ideas.
Yeah,
I know we've seen like a little bit of a downgrade with the Bespin one that was shown at SDCC because it's not exclusive, so you don't get as much cool shit with it.
Yeah.
But I hope they keep this attention to detail and just great work that's gone into it. Truly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, touching on that, Black Series San Diego Comic Con releases. Didn't even talk about that, our initial thoughts, so I'm just going to put it out there. Absolutely pooed on Vintage Collection. So, top job, Hasbro. Love you, baby. I don't need a pulse. Maybe one day we'll get a vehicle again, but that's fine if not. If you're cranking the figgies out, I'm buzzing my little nips
Series
off.
doesn't need a Haslab every year to keep it interesting. That's for sure.
No, they were solid releases. Like, I'm super excited for Ventress. Like, that Django looks superb, and just bravo, killing it.
Me and Dan mentioned the Black Series Stranger figure to Manny Jacinto when we met him the other week. And I don't know if he buys things, but he's incredibly excited, to have something else to sign. So, yeah.
Lovely little end note, that, mate. Love it.
Thank you.
I've got should have a couple of reviews going out in the next few days. If, like Dan, I can pull the motivation from my rear end and get one done. I've got one that's very, very long overdue, that's been in my back pocket for months. And I'll just apologise to Brandon over at Hasbro in advance for the delay, but it's coming. And I'm very excited about it. I might be a bit slow off the mark and a little bit late to the party, but I'm still as excited about it as the day I got it. So I'm going to be cranking that one out in the next few days. And yeah, just got some other bits and pieces to throw out as well. I think in the next few weeks, I should have my hands on the Night Trooper, Ezra, and Merrin. So I'll be chucking reviews out on them when they come in. But yeah, always something to look forward to. And yeah, like I said, the next time the three of us will be getting together will be on September 6th for the Black Series final wave stream, which I am really, really excited about. Just before we wrap up, once again, a special shout out goes out to Courtney's Cantina, who has joined the channel as a member at the Sith Eternal level. Again, if you're interested in signing up as a member yourself, hit the link down below in the video description. All kinds of perks on offer. And a special shout out to Moonjockey as well for a super chat during the stream. Love you, Sith Lord 229. Thank you. Love you too. And yeah, on that note, we'll see you all on the next one. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, as always, keep collecting. May the Force be with you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.